Accra100.5.
My brothers and sisters, the problems we face are real, but so are the solutions. We can rebuild our economy. My brothers and sisters, create jobs, we can restore faith in governance, but so we must commit to the hard work of change. We can rebuild our economy. You were not appointed to occupy space in governance. You were appointed to solve problems. But we must commit. Let me remind you of the social contract we have entered into. Occupy space. The Ghanaian people expect us to deliver problems. And we must not, let me remind you of the social contract we have entered but with results. Social contract we have Ghanaian. I've said before and I repeat now, this is the legacy term of my presidency, but with results. I intend to make it count. I've said before I intend for it to matter, and I expect that every member of this administration will do the same. I intend to make it count. I intend for it to matter, and I expect that every member of this administration. We must work with a sense of urgency, and President Jonathan spoke about the 4-year term. Our young people are tired of waiting interminably. Spoke about our farmers, our workers, our entrepreneurs, especially our women and youth, of want to see policies that work for them. Our farmers, they want fairness, our entrepreneurs, they want opportunity, especially our women. They want to live in dignity and prosperity. Want to see policies that work for them. Indeed, they are not asking for handouts. They want opportunity. They're asking to be given a fair shot. Live in dignity and prosperity. And let's give them just that. Indeed, they are not asking. The task before us requires leadership that is empathetic, to be given a fair shot, that is disciplined and accountable. And let's give them just that. Leadership that is not defined by titles, that is empathetic, but by service. That is disciplined and accountable by slogans, leadership, but by substance. That is not defined by titles. And so I issue this challenge to each of you. Service. To lead your sectors with vision and integrity, substance, to champion innovation, so I issue this challenge to make decisions based on facts and data, vision and integrity, and not on guesswork, to champion innovation, spend public funds wisely and judiciously based on facts, reject and data, and not on guesswork. Never forget, your first duty is to the people of Ghana and judiciously, and not to reject your own political survival, and never forget to the applause you will get is to the people and not to your personal gain, and not to your own political. I want each of you to leave this retreat with the clarity of purpose you will get, and with the humility to keep learning. Personal gain. This job is not about knowing it all. It is about listening. Example, and with the humility to stay true to the values. This job is not about knowing it all. When any of us fall short, I will not hesitate to act. I'll stay true to the values. That was what you will clap for. And please remember. When any of us fall short, let us leave here with renewed determination. Let us work not for applause, but for results. Let us leave here with renewed determination. Let us remember always. Let us work not for of our success, but for the lives we touch. Let us leave and the legacy we leave. And let us remember always. And finally, let me remind us all that the destiny will be the lives of our party and the legacy and our future success behind. Depends on the legacy. Finally, let me remind us that this current administration will establish of our party, and so we must give it our all. We must work together to make that our party's future successful. And so therefore, we must give it our the privilege and honor. We must work together to declare to make this our party's executive leadership program duly open. And therefore, have the privilege and honor. My brothers and sisters, the problems we face are real. But so are the solutions. We can rebuild our economy. We can create jobs. We can restore faith in governance. But we must commit to the hard work of change. We were not appointed to occupy space.
100.5.
Faith in governance. But we must commit to the hard work of change. We were not appointed to occupy space.
100.5.
Faith in governance. But we must commit to the hard work of change. We were not appointed to occupy space.
100.5.
Faith in governance, but we must commit to the hard work of change. We were not appointed to occupy space.
100.5.
Faith in governance, but we must commit to the hard work of change. We were not appointed to occupy space.
100.5.
Faith in governance, but we must commit to the hard work of change. We were not appointed to occupy space.
100.5.
Faith in governance, but we must commit to the hard work of change. You were not appointed to occupy space.
100.5.
As soon as the legal year begins against the following person, the Republic
Nana Kwabena Bobie Ansah. Berema be meti gara furu kube punti punasi sokode. No wakachira katabin say you. What you unkensen? Kwabena keja guma mli yanko.
Awaiting a forensic audit from the Auditor General. Additionally, charges have been drafted and are ready for filing in the case of Republic versus Wuntumi and Akuntamaine. The Economic and Organized Crime Office, IOCO, is finalizing its report with respect to Exim Bank transactions. Dockets are in preparation for the buffer stock case and the drip equipment case. Investigations are ongoing into the African Cup of Nations case, the March set case, and approximately 20 other
Nana Kwabena Bobie
cases.
Ansah. Berema be meti gara furu kube punti punasi sokode.
Let
No
me be
wakachira
clear, every
katabin
single
say
case
you.
of corruption that needs
What
to
you
be
unkensen?
investigated is being looked into.
Kwabena keja guma
And
mli
once
yanko.
evidence is found to ground the prosecution, that will happen and happen swiftly. That the Gold Board is formalizing Ghana's gold trade. As of today, gold trading is a reserve for only Ghanaians. This strategic move will help maximize national benefits, enhance transparency, and ensure that the wealth generated from our natural resources is reinvested in our communities and national development. Thank you very much. The first question is about the rising value of the city.
Nana Kwabena Bobie Ansah. Berema be meti gara furu kube punti punasi sokode. No wakachira katabin say you. What you unkensen? Kwabena keja guma mli yanko.
Live on Accra100.5 Citizen Show. Yamamunyina ha yamamwakwaba
there was one occasion where I said, people were asking whether I will go below 10.
Yeah, starting a brand new week, a brand new day, and you say Saturday, Sunday, na bibia ye cool. But ade ba ko a ahometene say and then said the nipasi e kono enwanwa the way and nipasi ewu no. We lost one of our friends yesterday in the afternoon, and it was just like a very bizarre one. Tiasia and also Yadiasidabema Tradi Ampono. Friday, Moa Mukujo Marawa, the man could in the birthday in our sword Damwase. Mimus gangsters. Also, Damwase. And Saturday, Sunday, to a Yahweh Space team for no Moso Edamwase pa Nyamishra Oyuvia. Safen wa joining a make us live Accra FM Citizen Show and I de Abraham. So your time from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and that's how we do it. Ajuma bebre wa ye be ne ne ajuma bebre wa ye be ne de afen wa join here or your Facebook page a ye mo akwaba Thomas Oben I join here ye dana say and afenu bright Ansah. All right, so my namesake fenu ye mamo nyina akwaba ba say Eric Egan. And so I say, Yadana say, Ochikokusi, Eram Dolafia, Zege, Yadamunina say, Mwa nya embre, Mwa jimbre, na Monya credit kakra, na Modi ATA. Not because Yeniminyansa, but because Yenimuna etwotwa, Yenimu, ena ebu or mine, Bimu, win not. Says Commander, I miss you. The government must not tolerate the wicked MEP leaders. Okay, so I miss you back, but you see, your mind Tinkakra. Benjamin Malo. Also, you see, thank you, Benjamin. Say, I'll join here. Ye page. More tea from West End FM. Yadamwase. West End FM. Yadamwase. Ewo Elembele. Benya FM. Ewo Benya FM. Ewo Elmina. Also, Yadamunyina ase. and yes, Citizen TV Ghana yɛda mo nyinaa so ase and mo journey on Facebook and other platforms. We are grateful. Muti echichini bencheye mo various shops, market centers, offices and Miami Abebre that was first thing I know is here. Awuni Joseph watching us live from UK. Thank you, Solomon Mensah. Has a job bless is with us from Qatar, Doha. Samuel Ben Nash and so I say Jomoro. Samuel Ben Nash journey from Jomoro. Bobo Besson pulling pala. Agbojan Nathaniel. That's it, sir. Also, what joining a page. So we are grateful. We are very, very grateful. John Akwete. Okay, and George Atia, and so Sharif Al Islam, and so Abba, page. So thank you, Sharif. Say only Ababi Shemu, and anyway, Ghana, Kasa, Ghana. 80 Ghana ebekoso, and that is why we are here. The reason why yeje eyemre na yede betra se. So mame enchia me nua ba ku Jojo. Jojo is back from Dubai. All right. Okay. So Jojo yema akwaba. Na no nanke si ehia e wo base na yentimi ehia, but definitely then snana yebeshia ewo gas ase. All right, so let me go nyenkonkoti ye acapella, then I'll be back. Me ba I'm on fire. Ye dijab ebishim and then come on doso and then come on bebre. But then come on to adapt no so ye ni di ye dwumadi ne. Afenyo mark and say MPP has become unattractive to students. A school for any nye MPP ho. Or say a school for any nye MPP ho. Ye can't ya namosi munti no. Ye can be ya namunti no. Yo. Afraid ye mube hu pa. You go understand. You go get up. If you know the get up, you go get up. Yeah, namunti no. Yo. Afraid ye mube hu. You go understand. So ena meka no say ye ka asem kire mo na se mo se mo ntiase ye ka mo se mo ntiase a wa ankasa no obetiase de bi. All right, obetiase de bi. All right. So mame enkoya sa adwuma we quick na mensa mbra me ba me to aso. All right. So mame enkoya sa adwuma we quick na mensa mbra me ba me to aso. All right. So mame enkoya sa adwuma we quick na mensa mbra me ba me to aso. All right. So I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. All right. Okay. I'm so sorry. But mame free ase na yenkoyen. By name, live on Accra100.5 and
people apply to the commercial banks for foreign exchange to cover imports, and those monies are transferred to pay for imports, but the imports never came into Ghana. And we've studied a period of 4 years, and over the period of 4 years, about $42 billion was taken out of this country without the corresponding imports coming into the country. And so we started sanctioning some banks, and soon we'll start interrogating some individuals who ostensibly took money out against imports but never brought those imports. We want to know what happened and
Alexander,
if there was wrongdoing
Kwabena,
to sanction whoever it is.
Over the weekend,
while we work to stabilize our economy and improve the value of our currency, we must protect that currency, because a strong cedi is good for all of us. But when that happens, some people try to take advantage of it, and I think that we should all condemn attractive like that.
They know. Before now, say party ne enye attractive view, but omuntimi enyintum omuntimi enyintum omman kasa no dey no ade na eye omo no omo hu omo nim say obia mpe party ne biu na ewiase obia wodi 8 years etu galamsey woso obi mfa 8 months enko galamsey no a wo ababetu no na ofuru say what is a Ghana for say yen here kasa about NDC any galamsey a ade no a ese president Mahama ne nkrofo ekwaya ese omode mo faso e wo galamsey no ho no a onfa mo mfaso no. That is where people are angry. Amafombu enfu yet say because say Orajo Mahama ebaye ene nkono so ye na dwene say omo ebetu galamsey no ebia. I'm telling you, we don't have Ghana today. We don't have Ghana today. Enti ya bufu afu no which me ka ho and 21st ye nyina ye ekọ eye demonstration ni bi. Oliver a demonstration no ye nyina ye ekọ bi. Nyame adma 21st September ye jiram ya buafu because ekwaya Ghana for pese NDC aban we de mo faso no a omunye no. That is where the problem is. Amanfo bumfu yo Sergio Mahama etu galamsey ni bi unlike Akufo-Addo. Amanfo bumfu ye say Jo Mahama ewo faase bi o se ne kazi o se die bi etu galamsey ni bi te say gabi wo kire da ko. Amanfo bumfu ye say Professor Jenna no Poku vice president or involving galamsey te say Baumia. Amanfo buafu because we have people like Kate Jemfua Eko Ewusi Gabi Watche da kono mo a yomu din ewo various reports mu se omo etu galamsey no eye omo omo ntine nkrofo buafu but nkrofo bumfu ye say NDC etu galamsey but our anger ya bufo no ese ye mu no a ye nyina obi aye din etwo baby ko no eye se omo agya mo amamo ne nanenam ho na mo sai edidi atem omo agya mo amamo ne nanenam ho a mu didi atem ya uno nkwa. You see, look, ayana sometimes amanfo they misconstrue some of us, our opinions. Adia yemra. We agree. Chrono any adia essay or mine. Be anywhere ubetimi aye yeah, over person, over justifier, it makes sense. Bamcho, so Timasia. Right? And so Obi Edin wo report to me say we otu galamsey. Nas a bind so be handle no. Why not? On a bronya issue, and last week me can same way. Me samra no a ye de we nkrofo ye de bi we me no. Anya me de. So I won't sit here today and because eye abronya ntino. Me can say eye mra papa. I think we need to look at that law and work on it. In this maka same way one day ye benya wudini bia wajimi abodam eche ekufuado obaba be famra we ade ode be yene no enya asim kuma. So we need to look at that law again. Inti hono mi position no, but when you have people one involved in assassin me say NDC ni kura no. You see, but the point is when you are not able to crack on the MPP obey na wa party for no more deal say ebase party ni bi ehun wo galamsey no mu a me I will never support any NDC person in galamsey say ye de na kwa never ensida na mewu say why could you nkwasi asem na say de wo kwa na me Bobie na ma sori say NDC ni akotu galamsey ene ya chi no ena me dem fa ho ben. So MPP on galamsey no. But back to ye main issue why the MPP is here today. Yengo tie afenyo markings na ode asema atudwa yengo tie no.
It was difficult for a student to associate and and anybody there says you are an NDC, you will lose. No student wanted to hear NDC. So the NDC boys, they were hiding to do their meetings. They won't do their meetings in the open. But MPP TESCON took things for granted. And there was a time I was commending NDC for their transformation. It was misconstrued. Today, I won't let any fear grip me. I will face the reality and let people misconstrue it. But that is the reality. Our friends in the NDC decided not to give up. They went into rebranding of their party. They branded their party to make it attractive to students. I remember Casford Hall, my own cousin, was contesting for Casford Hall presidency. I was his campaign manager. Last minute he lost. And after the election, we were told that, there was some NDC pickup at Ogwa Hall area. And he was talking to the president. Somebody used as campaign propaganda. So that is what made the student vote against him. But today, 10 may even be popular than TESCO. Today, students are able to proudly say, I'm NDC, because of the branding. So the NDC, MPP people listening, listen well and stop sleeping. When we won the first time in the year 2000, we were so happy. The NDC was devastated. They even feared to go to the radio stations. But within 2 years, they brought themselves together. To the extent that by 2004, they were able to reclaim some of the seats we snatched from them in 2000. By 2008, they had made themselves formidable to snatch power. Then we went back to prepare ourselves for 2016 after the disappointment in 2012, and we got back power, got the highest majority seats ever, 169. Again, we went to sleep. We thought it was all about free SHS, whereas our friends were
part no bio. And our friend Yasima Wakano, no crack. Bekasa Ghana Bekasa and straight Mamine Minia executive director for Global Info Analytics Musa Dankwa Enkodi Enkomo Baidie Sala and Wana Ebefa Minia Akwaba
Megi wo so Bobie
Nyame adom boko de
adom ode ache
ami the radiase so Pacho when you daje tie honorable Alexander Kwabena afenyo marking on MPP not attractive to students when you create tape ni
Bobie meda sini akonye in fact all Canada metinenche
I see
Okasawo Unimark. Omuye program ben omu invite here. So I was there when he was talking.
Sabe trans no mudi nkomo.
Yes, vaguely, yes.
About the statement, mudi nkomo about the statement no.
Oh, that be private chat ticket.
Oh, okay. But more mo Bobie be also.
That be.
Because many nigga make us na too many me who wa and I will start asking myself questions. Anyway, but on making that statement, idea in about him.
I felt it was an honest admission on his part as a very seasoned politician. Say obey statement, no. And you see, you cannot deceive yourself forever. At a point in time, also would you say, "Oh, yeah, now, maybe I be the amount." I think what he said was honest, was sincere, and it did. There's no difference from what he said to what we have in the data.
By 3 months in now, Odessa. Research we beto abonten kasa ne be ye bebre so compare on notes any asem a wo kan ya the question is den eno MPP abedru baby omodru no. Yes, the data is there, the figures are there, but what happened?
I don't know how old is this current album. So mo party album here. And who Susan saw about one day. It's as if said the album was actually tailored towards a month where they can contribute meaningfully to the discussion of the MPP and to make MPP attractive. Over time, I think a lot of the young people know, the next generation leaders know, they were not part of the MPP discourse. Either as delegates who can influence what happens in the party. So the party drifted away from the next generation of leaders.
So what can say omuntimi and communicate well? What is the meaning? By age and I say what is the criteria?
You see, communication depends on who you are communicating to. You have to communicate with them differently. You don't communicate with them the way I communicate with those who are about 45 and 50. No.
My example. Example of say communicating to the Gen Zs and example of communicating to your friends say titilefui.
Sure. Gen Z, they are internet savvy. Bit na fact check who's on the move. Who can be correct? They can fact check and prove you wrong. Once they are able to catch you once, twice, 3 times, next time who can you here? So you must communicate honestly, devoid of falsehood, and nema and to assume. Nema uka ubi awakusukra obe doubtun. Try and avoid that. It may be hard, but communicate effectively and also honestly.
But Basa coming say MPP communicators no me mebunu kama. You look at my brother Miracles Abuaje, the deputy who is my sister Jennifer Quinn. I mean, omo ya mebunu come on, even when you look at omo social media activists say PK Sapon and say Obama nomone George Kwatin, they are barely young guys.
Bobie, I think they can do a survey of how effective their marketing or their communication strategy has been, both in government and in opposition. They will find out. Because Osha Omwa Omako crack from senior high to tertiary levels. No. MPP has lost them in droves.
Why? Just because of how MPP is communicating?
I don't know the answer to the why question because when you survey on the why yet.
I see. But on top of your head, what do you see?
I don't think in the last election, from now and going forward, no, the youth has seen, say, they are addressing their problem.
I see.
So, to me, and tackle the youth challenges are. You have a problem with the youth. A typical example, in the last election, the top 3 issues are economy, jobs, education. The economy was hitting everybody, including the youth. But the jobs were much more impacting the youth than anybody else. And the MPP campaign at the time didn't focus on the top 3 or top 2. They focused on the last 3. Free education. And the free education itself was problematic.
Why?
Because almost call free education, and when you, in fact, in the program of Kasayelo, somebody was asking them, how many of you enjoy the free education? Look, people didn't want to say they have enjoyed it. Obviously, no, menkahu. But looking at their ages, no, they were indeed part of the free education, but they were running away from it. These are young graduates. Probably they came to university about 4 years ago. So they must have enjoyed the free education. But they didn't want to be linked to free education. The brand has been damaged in their eyes.
Ayadana omubedru hasi.
And then you have to ask political commentators.
Because utie afenyo kasa emwa. First pana they were appealing to students. Accra100 any GMPP ho. Wo mo ayese kasa academicians any GMPP ho. So why the sudden turn?
You know what I can read from the data is that Nkwalano almost far senior high free lumuno. it wasn't a good experience for them. They still remember it.
I see.
I believe if it was done well, they would have remembered the positive side of it. But those who enjoyed it now, it appears the parents were the ones who were happy with it. But the students who went through the free education are not.
Whoa. I'm struggling to accept this. Yeah, you know, but I was struggling to accept it.
No, they need to do a lot of rebranding. And I think starting from branch level elections is a good place to start. Encouraging the young people to join the branches. Encouraging the young graduates to be delegates, so that they will be attracting their people or fellow people who are graduates or who are senior high school holders
but
MPP to a different direction.
But unfortunately, Omo Congress no Omo koyi delegates old ones na wonwa na Omo de kwa koyi Omo a flag bearer Ansah no ma ba chira ba abe to abayi Omo executives. That's from the polling station level to constituency to regional and to national.
And they are approach and choose, but however they do it at the branch level, that is where the effort must be made, because that's where you build the party for the future.
Ubetimi akase a free MPP. Yen fan say for the past 8 years, 16, Kufo 16, and Nanado 16. Where these two leadership, their impact on the MPP political party?
I believe Kufo has been more impactful positively, because the crop of people are here who joined Kufo, they kind of, transition through after 8 years. Things were there. But Osha, this Nanado regime, I don't think young men were, for them to become role models, for them to become somebody, or some people who are the younger ones. The Nanado government was very old politicians.
What kind of old politicians are? How?
The average age of people in Nanado government, though, it wasn't low, it was very, very high.
Yes. Not just a question, Kokrafo, never wafu good deeds, and Apasoka.
No, I think they have looked into the future by bringing more young guys into the fold.
I see. Very villain. Anyway, me bacho o last data on a school for na wa mayensa akabi, because a conversation I say sorry, then we can look at it properly and digest it.
Mate.
That's bebre say on edin komo. All right. So Musa Dankwa, Executive Director for Global Info Analytics, and Kasaya no na utie ensemo a warezi a wabobon nsem bebre so and wanwa ya na ye calculate ye MPP omo Kufuado aban enkrofo a wa appoint omo no na oka ensun bomu a normal age in number 600 years, 700. Common pa. Oka edu enumbomu normal year edru 1,000 years. 1,000 years for omubumaya. So the issue is about whether the party is attractive or nase uwiase nase ujidi se 12 Ghana cedis dollar 12 Ghana cedis. 14 almost omuja was say 14.75 as I say. Let's take it 15 cedis. Oh, let's agree. Now you need penalty. We are now see 15 cedis per $1. A better chain. 12 cedis per $1. A bad ding say obey attractive. A bad ding say obey attractive to the youth because youth Omo ready, omo research. Okay, so Tina Akao says good afternoon, Commander. Bo, I'm watching you live from Accra Central. Keep the fire burning. Thank you. Gadri Freeman is here. 1944 politics. No one more here. And 1944 and Trokasa and Shaso Obia 2024. Elections campaign. Na yi sa tape no mame napo baby napo ko gina ko ka say NDC fo na bubu nkramofo mosque mokai so on kai na wo no wa frɛ kwa me fast obe kire wo napo start start we ache ache sa style we a chakra da na oka ena ayi osidi ena NDC bubu adan enkremofo adan. Hello. David says, Bobie, I'm watching you live from Maryland, US of A. Teacher Theo, okay, thank you. Christopher, therefore, Commander asked for me. My problem is the AG. Benjamin Paul says, bond of 1844 politics. Nah, yes. Napo ye campaign. Nana pa ko jina ho. And this for the bubu. I'm so Konzongo communities nibi. I don't know if Kwankwachi is listening to us and he can help us with the tape. And this phone bubu encremofo mosque egu from. Akwala no ya wo no 2000 year no as I say no. Oh no, as well okay no. And for no baby but no moka. No the year campaign. No moka. Anyway, so quick one, my very good friend and a brother, Captain Smart, hosted in my own TV morning show. So a person or adding a voice be kakra on. Chairman, Akwawa.
Radio so brap any singing. Pacho want to say.
Nyamiadum, nam pacho we.
About the other rumor.
Ami.
The thing be anchebo. Mehoye.
They say oda.
First me drive I didn't remember Tibachi.
But I was what dear me oh. Dear me. Anyway, so we move on. Anyway, now you didn't come up in an open breaking your mouth down kakramai.
My minister feeling free baby brapping Musa and the you know. Wouldn't tell me about my first son of 3 years ago.
Okay.
Now me ye coffee na ye bon command with you. Now do I want to cry with just PSHS for the very first time. My Bible that time said that there's answer now ya of the time. PSHS no could be. Nam said that. I don't know what one could be. What's the idea in Yen ye call. Kwabena me jaya asem na kan o and me nya botre me bisa na say then no say wo pass pre yenya ye wie ye form 3 no a ye timi to aba na say emu do thing and the bit me to aba my MPP
we a practical research
yes and I me say okay wa wona for no fra 4 mama offer we are or say bless tell your father he's doing a very good job. Now, once you be thrown out, say your father now is doing a good job. The next thing is that, bless, We are voting you.
I see.
Then I realized that. Yena parents na na yeni jehono and kwadane pa de enempe. Because one, Owofie odidi ope, or that baby papa, or could do school or that trunk so, or that chop box so. If you are not the bread no, and yet ye call secondary school that you do home for more fee no. Say ye kwa pam secondary school, you did your loss, you did say me, you did say it be nim. It's or the 2 year time no. The NA say a school, I demand ye did not or the 4 and net the end one. Let's just say, ye parents in the Purano, ye come on a bindable man pro. It is a very practical. I tell now, Musakayan, a real me near meaning. Now to the branding of the new patriotic party.
Yeah.
Kwabena, my main be punch when we cheer for it. MPP new PR or political branding as they say, I'm an open.
But say Sisubio.
Me say, party didn't say, no. Woman need Obia or political branding.
I didn't.
Kwabena political branding and your future share. Political branding and your demonstration. Political branding and your kayu. Political branding and Castle Victor Woma. What branding and the political marketing. Abe subject now, what now? It is something that borders on perception. Now, MPP as a political party had Papa be a friend take over to be Lamte. Now, or you be or ye advert book coming. He actually transported his knowledge in branding a product into politics. Branded J.A. Kufuor, branded the new patriotic party, and the party won power. Now, watch this. Kwabena, 2001, 2002, 2003, Minumuni Nani or Ghana, net radio so, no would as you need to send the radio Mukuni. Who said, now what you shot Professor Power NBC one out of Panama?
Oh, baby.
The professors were running away. The PhD holders were running away. The master's degree holders were running away. A do baby could say, if you roll in the time and walk a lawyer, I am attorney general, I am not there. Not yet. Now, watch this. It took the NBC to see the need of recruiting and Kwadabi into the party. The NBC thought of future branding. Now, intellectualism is a part of politics. So, the Okujetos were recruited. Omani Buamet were recruited. Yaminfa, Yebra Penini Kranti Ye.
Amen.
Name them, they were all recruited.
Ubenya Felix Ofosu Kwachino.
And the others were recruited.
Otukono.
Aha. Say, no question a walk on it say MPP intellectual capacity is static. NBC's intellectual capacity is dynamic. Eti Accra100 MPP muna wuyi wunti kufuor time. Anyone want that running now or meeting won't see the end. What this we are not static because party up him. Into intellectual branding of the new patriotic party. Now, in 2020 and 2024, lecturers of various universities came together campaigning Mahaman Patomebwana.
Yes.
Very good. When you signal everybody, in the sectors of academia, what happened, they said, NB
Anyway, sorry. You lose it in Yankakra. I'm say, ya ho anu munye but a conversation about for ne ju me no ka se manya nipa be almost be 4-5 from different locations sending in some person contributed to this try say you bet me enya yenua Captain Smart back online na ene ne di nkomo or my inside be more de anyway Captain Yasiaba Kafra Kafra Pacho Twaso
who say professors, lecturers of the various universities, they came together campaigning for NDC. Signal is sending United States. MPP Lucy, the intellectual branding. MPP Lucy, the academic branding. And to some na you the lawyer, a group nipa. You the PhD, a group nipa. So be a professor, a group no for politics and leadership. But the MPP stuck to that. If you have a more intellectual capacity to be static, I see. And then this is to realize that, okay, even when we're still radio, Kasamaye and Prano, they do better than I say, Yang Klofwa, Echo Radio, so Echo Kasamaye, woman could school. It is an MPP for no year political discussion in terms of economic discussion, in terms of security discussion, and all the others, you don't hear the NDC voice. So the NDC again started out and said that we are not just coaching. We are going to brand these young guys we have brought on board. So it's not for anything. Sami Jemfi, make sure you complete your law education. So Sami Jemfi became a lawyer who, now, communications officer, director, more or less, Emma political party. And see, Sami Jemfi here, other political big ways, to send an Akumianum and the like, that will read you TV so. Unlike before, I don't want to hear one say, one corner Akko school, Sami Jemfi will beat them to it. What can lawyer for Brokwa or Beckley? What can college Brokwa, Sami Jemfi, Beckley? What if a form Brokwa, Sami Jemfi, Beckley? So they realize that, and they know Yadi. And Kwabena making this statement plain. And this is intellectual position is very intimidating to the MPP.
Kasa, patches, eh?
The MPP say, there be an NDC for the CN members no share the Akuduru MPP for true. I'm catching up.
How much was I say?
Eh, Babra, Adia, Yapan, say, 7. When I him qua, Etia him. No winning set all this year. No put to prove, yes, in the mahine. Kwabena.
A more,
this is what I'm saying. About the political brand, Kwabena, and throw a weekend brand. But people don't know. So when a political party now will resort to and throw, you are losing your brand. That is why the very material moment now Google. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia Dina, who Google said, who should share a political liar named Dina Bano. What was the MPP thinking? They left it to fly, and it's still on the Google. The MPP colors in the red, white, and blue, a bear fit, colors in the but the Nipona Obe Pia Calano, who name is what you will be Pia Calanibio.
But with the students' front, what happened?
Kwabena, you see, and say, students now, and what was it? Yeah, time, yeah, you 80s near you.
Patrick Otomfu, age,
yeah. Some students that were hosting, and now could I be asked of an iPhone? I could be at Android. It's a one level of understanding, no. Na first na you can say Rollins by Rollins be boom ma Rollins be grandma bi and na there you can purpose some real you women what can some make them ba bless or be funny phone no Google when it about what no let us say that which and drop the question here our student front then say from 2003 which share na chaos sedeno na yenye nipa mo mpote it is a chain for no ebe ye programs a wo mo friend afafa kobo ye fa we free ha ya ba so we free ha ye de we mu po eno no kura no wo hye da pro bi a otimi kabrofo a e pa wo campus me ya ma ono aye empty na obi abeye chaplain no obi abekata na wo mko. Now the NDP as a political party, and let me say a big thank you to Opening Totobi Kwache. People don't know the lives of Totobi Kwache and in Penitua a woman who said no. Yensha Agronase MP Form 3. It is SSS, senior secondary school. Then they started saying, no, we'll push it in Accra. Many would be a Palm Secondary School 2000. Now, yeah, MPP, a Palm Secondary School campus. Now, to that, and so, and I'm here, as you shall for Palm Secondary School, with the sisters at Hamilton, I mean, for the client, and I was so offended for what? Sorry, I'm not ending. That time, the MPP thought that they were penning for. Kwabena, political branding, what they put here, a 10 year, if you Ansah account, between on it. And it is almost a political party who won't come out, a article, let's say, if you Ansah account. And I think that. I think we will find one day now, you're interested in your discussion way. Miss Midasi, Captain. All right, Captain Smart and Kano, his thoughts on the current MPP situation at Omo Ewum. Na Omo asi Omo says school for any inji party no kra school for party ni pe na Omo efe. So mamene opening bar engineer Francis Adenimo, former member of parliament for Mampong, Asante Mampong, and one-time presidential or flag bearer hopeful for MPP. Opening Akwaba.
Major Sokora.
Pacho Bokode.
Media chair.
Amonswe. Erade Kayeho. Offer your dim como. So I'm actually sorry, and now be the tape be sending me. Me tape ni be na honorable Afenyo Markin Unia Ketua. Na oko say Unimark program na okasana na okase. Ene MPP party no a mokram no ye modiano. A school for anya school for akono biu. Suku ni bia mpe MPP party no na ne kase na chese na kakra me pacho what TSA tape no eto saying
yo me da se no kwani mean TSA tape no de na said ye wo ka kire me say minority leader on munya for Afenyo Markin eka e dey afa MPP amanyo ko no menene be ya again say some radio your party no na ni monyam e wo form kra e ho akodo no eko anase e wo form eno nti na bia original so a ode ka so e kasa asem.
He was very specific. Oyi a school for ankasa and minim say party no oya peniwum. Smart transfer ahwe di entia esukufo yemfa ne say wona omoduro mabato so from SHS edi bewura universities training colleges chese akwese nim guase na doso wo sa areas no mo transfer ahwe dia
well Cobra so we need to kwa abato 2024 nkugu a eba ama MPP no nkugu yi yenye bida nkugu kwa a change the NDC nyaa in 2016 to the extent mmarahyɛ badwam yɛntumi anya nkonya aduɔkono yɛnya aduɔwɔtwe yɛsan kɔɔ by election wɔ akwatia yi aduɔwɔtwe no asisi aba abɛduru aduɔwɔtwe nson wohwɛ presidential vote no so a percentage no so ɛbaa fam ɛno akyi deɛ suban ne deɛ ɛkɔ so nkanka deɛ wohwɛ no social media ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɛdi asefam nti sɛ to the extent sɛ mmabu no a wɔmowɔ school mu at the various level tertiary level na sɛ amanyokuo no ho nya a wɔmo ako no deɛ a na there is danger ahead for us as a political party called MPP. Ne nyinaa ne sɛ ɔman ne population no mmabunu no ɛna ɛdɔɔso nti sɛ wonya mmabunu no dodoɔ no ba w'amanyokuo no mu a ɛno na ma w'ahoɔden no ɛkɔ soro nti sɛ mmabunu no ɛɛpaw party no deɛ a na yɛwɔ asɛm ɛbɔ ne po Professor Michael Quay report to a baby a committee a party no setting no Ninyam report ni bi. Minim say report no can be far and mebunu ebo school pon mu any woman said the omu hu yamanyoku ni city no a ninya bi be e bia na minority leader wenya baby akan efa ho anu nti ogina so akasa no na me dey hear me ni dey tiene say enipa wabra boba fom a e wo so fa akwanya obesan apeja na wasori dey nti America fan say e wa amanyuku akese mienu NDC amanyuku MPP amanyuku aye kabi mame kabi aye di buye mai igina sa amanyuku yi mienu so kese enti se base baako ekofom kra enye makabi mame kabi amamu no e wosi emienu no nyina na ahoɔden no itina so sɛ de ebeya de obewo aban mu bia no behu sɛ oyɛ mfomso a your alternative ewo position a ɔtwen ɛhɔ no mo ne ade a ehia me papa yɛkwa aban no mfie nwɔtwe ana ekufo ado aban mfie nwɔtwe ewie ye no ɛho nsunsanso a yɛde aba bewie ma MPP amanyɔko no enti yaho akɔnɔ no aba fam ubu nkonto usua nkonta yɛfrɛ curve bi sinusoidal curve or sine curve ɛkɔsora na asɛn bukef na aba fam ɛba fam a na asɛn bukef na asan foro ɛkɔsoro saa mmere MPP saa ne aba bɛyɛ yɛaba fam koraa na a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛtumi pagye yɛ ho na sɛ yɛbɛpagye yɛ ho so a ne gyina ankorankora a yɛwɔ party no mu no ɛnkanka ankorankora a ɛwɔ dibere a ɛwɔ party no mu national level dibere a wɔn die regional level dibere a wɔn die constituency level wɔn dibere a wɔn die no ɛwɔ so wɔn suni wɔn ban no ɛyɛ nneɛma a ɛbɛsɛ na afata ɛno na ɛyɛ attracting nkurɔfoɔ ɛma wɔn bɛjoin ne kuo no.
Mo di saa nkɔmɔ wei ɛwɔ kokoa mu da wohwɛ the trend woka BBC social media wohwɛ deɛ kɔ so metie ɛyɛ unua Patrick Boama recently or raise issues about mo communication. Some communication, the way I'm communicating ma Ghana for no, say party no. Say mon koda na kasa, any the nyama they argue on as to whether they come out with facts or whatever. Moi she says anyama no so modi ehon komo.
Kona eyam koma yidi ni debia yidi no ya kasa ye ho eni ye kasa various meetings nkɔmɔ a yɛdiɛ nse nipa wɔtete mu koraa na nyɛ asɛm biara na wɔsɛ wɔde wɔn ano kɛkɛ bi sɛ mmemme nyaayɛ a nkɛmmerɛ party ne di nkugu yi no nka 4 years a NDC yɛwura John Mahama aban wɔ so yi nka MPP yɛ normal no yɛbɛyɛ ne sei ka 2025 yɛbɛ spend 80% of our time and our resources in healing ourselves internally. 80% of our time, our resources, our attention, our see the koyen part in home. Say yedi sachira ye ho na ya kasa chire ye ho. Nanka 20% yedi ahwede aban no ye. Now 2026 you are spending 60% of our time, attention, and resources in dealing with our internal party issues. Near the 40%, you know, ashabai no. And by 2027, you know, na assessor. Now you the 40% ashare party no. Now you the 60% share the amemu no echo. Then 2028, you know. The full 80% strength, attention, resources, time, the sharp buying. If it's a family, the election year. Then 20% here the deal within our own internal unity and cohesion. And don't you say I'm communicating and Kasaya and Fata. Kasaso and Ipanobekano. And when the bemu will be a jina baby, a boo for an hour boo bim. And when the bemu will be a nya corner say, as soon as you cassa say, no cassa ye, and to end up on intina, made the mehobequa or dom, NPP Amanyoku, and Nasa NDC Amanyoku. It yes, young communicators, no, a hard drain. And was said, National Communication Director Yewo Richard Ahiaba. Also to me class in Wuhu. Say and send Ben was a party no yako ekamwase. And your uncle, even in Rashidedrem. Rashidedrem say no. And yin sembia na yubaka kwatri diary ewo ho. Asembi wo na a minority group as wuhu as wo hu no ayiwani. It will more be beba which media strike hard. I will strike here a bemamonia public sympathy. The basse asimbiano, Kituo, Casio, Papo, and Yapapo, the near Yadio who did this anwa. A good stage to be uncle for Quabeca say, Yabremo. It is a mocasana dorso. Intino, a no credit, said the communication or air corner. Harding. If there's verbal communication, written communication, and I'm also and the Bema one more Bemo boo or party in home. On bit me a young cranshare, on bit me, I find the domo kuno where Nijimu and Yamodimua, you bit me a cocker, you bit me a cocker. I make cool and fun into my pay friend.
Wow, I'm a good offering to my pay for opening. Yet I say, send out what drinks about Domier and war Accra100 so. Namin Shabby. All right, okay, so that's it. Engineer Adenimo, Francis Adenimo, former member of Parliament, Edema Santimampon, and one time flag bearer for many Solomon Usoba coming Solo Aquaba.
Yeah, Cronto.
Bocodie. Okay, all right. Maybe see me here, Jumebiaba. Dr. Sapon Apia, Dr. Apia Samson Obed. Senior lecturer at Department of Sociology, University of Ghana. Also follow a show or pese or a quick comment and come so Doc Aquaba.
Bobie, me just about design.
Bia me adom boko afinhyia pa so.
Yes, yeah.
Hyia ya chepa obi a hoye. What Roma now say enkomo no pese obem kakra.
Yes, Bobie na me see asama ora penyo making kan and I've also followed Musa Dankwa any Captain contribution. And I just want to add few things to what they both said, and I agree with all of them on what they said. Bobie who said 2024 election, no, it was fought a lot on the free SHS and the education sector.
Yeah.
And also, free SHS, there's something the NPP President Akufo-Addo started in 2012. Okay. So it became an issue between whether free SHS and to me. So 2016, when the NPP brought free SHS, no, a lot of people bought into it because they felt that time I do say it's member or be a Kwabena school. But I see one of the things that happened in 2024 is that a lot of the children or the students who were part of the FHS, had a very bad experience. But the 2024, we share results now. For the first time, NDC won almost all of the police stations for Lagos campus. Oko UCCR, the same thing I see here. Now, let me share an experience with you. I was part of the campaign of Captain Smart Kansembi. For the first time in my political history, in your lecture, I'm about to be cancer, they've declared their support for John Mama. Mebua.
Yeah.
And I was part of it at Lagos.
Yeah.
Let me tell you all the things he did on campus. And a lot of the students who in the past used to are afraid of coming out to this situation, they openly came out to support this campaign. Bobie, me call Lagos in the year 2000. I voted at Commonwealth Police Station. Bobie, those days, we are students of Lagos. I mean, you were scared to openly say so NDC. But because for the first time in 2020, let me tell you an example. I was a police agent of NDC at Commonwealth. When I stood there and making the NDC tag, a lot of the students who came to vote were surprised. Because to see a lecturer, how you the news NDC, our NDC party agents, and my lot of them, every election, almost a dog. It's really count. It is see, as comes Kayano, the introduction of the NDC being attractive to lecturers who became bold. And my love of the students, hitherto was afraid, every kind of thing. And that is something I think I agree with you. Say, people that to be questioning, they say, you're bomb about. Because see, when I was in Lagos in 2000, Dr. Tonildu, I remember he came to Commonwealth. That's when they started trying to get a lot of our students to support the NDC. And for me, it's something the NDC have did that NPP folks feel is the NDC together. I'll give you an example. Me, I was influenced to join this because of Lagos Samuel. Me call Lagos in 2000. I came to hear something. And I'm saying Lagos, no. Now Professor Samuel is not charged on law school. Tell him. Yes. Now Professor Samuel is actually a course of business law, company law. I'm told so actually course, not which are because law school, they saw the chairman's car of business school. They say Professor Samuel chair course for almost 10 years, man, one city. So when I heard it, this is a man who is so selfless. It's a man, many of us were young coming up as years, So when we learned, it became a flagship of the NDC in 2000. And my penny, but let me give an example. 2024 election. On the day of the election, list of a catch-up, me Bamo station, every program. Before me back and a panel, many guys call room to room because now question still with the best of the call. Realize something, say a lot of the first year students in the university last year were graduates of the free SHS. Okay. Yeah. It has some much of the catch-up say the ban a catch-up so no. I'm your favorite class to most of the rooms I went to at the Elizabeth C, J. Nelson, Niman, and Kwabena. The students were telling us that challenge them almost female secondary school, and then they were voting my MPD. So you see, it was no wonder they didn't see. Look at the data. I also work for them. For the first time in Lagos since 2000, NEC won almost all the polling stations on almost all. I still say, Bobie, I want the NEC to take this thing seriously. My advice and the council, Johnny say, currently, the NEC needs to sustain this move. I say this is for sure. You want to be supporting lecturers, no move fighting my party and support the student politics board, you know. It's almost support the you know, so that it becomes a way by which and a communication and Bobie. Apart from lecturers no supporting this, you know, we have a lot of professions who can we recently saying you form a pro forum. Sampiali. Or people should very be front of the or we brought all professionals together. Okay, lawyers, law, engineers, and there's a group I belong to on campus. They're called Progressive Intellectuals. But I tell you, say we started this group in 2016. If you lose it, that's 2017. I was part of the first group in voters' hearing. We made sure every campus on this country, my lecturers now come together. And there's something that is did. For the first time, we're not afraid to say about attacking. But there's something everyone said. NDC will power. NDC lecturers on campus have the freedom to say whatever they want to say. But if NTC is in opposition, that tax becomes so much. I think the NDC should work on that. No, make sure the people are free to say their mind. That's it.
Asiaba back to the studio and Mikael say Solomon Usu Accra100 movement founding father. I say Momoka founding fathers.
Yes.
Join here.
You see, I got the two posts. Me now welcome the Kisi director.
Oh, okay.
And the spokesperson called Tam position
Kakutu say bam.
Sikabianga.
Obey. Oh guys, we are more say now football team do all. Obey. Ya se wo mo. Obo se wo mo guka mo no mo bana ma fo abaji su. Su biribi o so obey. But so the conversation that Epnoso is about Apfenyo marking statement and admission of fact. Wakoye say baby omujira sesia no MPP no enye a school for akono. And they need to rebrand what say school for ni na do money actually NDC. To even get people to join the MPP is becoming a problem. It's something I mean nim dada. But ni enim se bedru level say. Ebinu MPP nim enim. Ebinu so aso wom nim. Ebinu so aso ma sheda so mo person be hu. Ebinu so ayo ma dwene say enkwasi asem no bi eka. But from who view?
Call with us no crew say
what you tape no there?
Me tape.
Okay, so that's fine.
My main says Gipananga so Kasa is part of the problem. Afenyo.
How?
Say unse ye kasa intellectuals a school for what more or me intellectual, highly intellectual. And ya goody. It's one of the reasons why NPP be ya kono to the student population. Maybe call take 2000, 99 2000 now. So that time I was a minority leader or MPP. They GH Mensa.
Yeah.
GH Mensa don't free 1996 be 2000. Now me come to say yet is a
strong figure.
Absolutely say yet is all bekasa. Na ye nyina ye copy radio na ya paper ye be making notes. So that time not the caliber. In fact 96 to 2000 MPP war plus independent almost 67 MPs.
Yeah.
Now a parliament of about 200. Now NDC overwhelming majority. But not the quality of delivery. I free MPP side ban. Ebe ma school food nyina ebe ye omakono.
Hey, sometime SK Boafu JH
Mensa obenya na go for do ya na movie apraku tomatoes to the extent say not talking point ye kotena on ye see you kwa kutia preku because ya kan budget awiro ye ntwema mono andisi for mo meka huo apreku mu die ne yede ye kwa kuti na sa time no MP NDC ye budgeter within a split second na opposition shadow for no shadow ministers na ye opposition budget. That was what we were being treated to.
Until they come out with figures.
When was the last time NDC bar more year budgeter opposition for year or mobile budget say no if we say so was the quality of oppositioner na MPP for a day my never yes because now there was respect. Leader and with the party anymore Uraku no na ope intellectual say count the name comedy the mood near cabo near the idea and no the man be students akono kopem time can be by na Akufo-Addo problem e ho nyina no ye Akufo-Addo ana kriti obaye no was 2007 one Alan contest na koye so close no
yeah
o feel say he's threatened enti menya we dia systematically or so bia obey say on there ye kan waka no ye be sideline no every party some go for no so na omo the intellectual base of the party and also bia sabi wa office wa ko school wa bobra we ni ye ade we kra ye tun wa cha dwuma den matwe me ho me kodi me pa ti nkakran na wanya 2008 no no status or sideline sa go for nyina to oyi o mu free no the functional literacy neighbor oyi o mu free no the functional literacy neighbor and no ne be ma wo mo a in the eyes of students and intellectual base no o mu ni sa depth adwene no mu no e be deep party nanim
be ya bi ne fo
ana go for bi te se wuntu na adwene wo fom sei wo de ne koye no so we are regional chairman of Ashanti region here Ashanti region ni padodoa e got the intellectual base Ashanti region a play host to Kwabena University of Science and Technology
yeah
look at the number of secondary schools Ashanti region our secondary schools say Ghana have look at the number of training colleges you work training college you Wesco you offensive o come ampona you training college you look at the nursing institutions University of Education Winneba or campus or Oba Beseko a mampo happy. See, I was afraid that Piavinka a bishop. So, regional a yes so depth in terms of educational equalities. Now, Kwako, you regional chairman to your regional will be a functional illiterate. What it is no you go that Chenko for a bay day as I should buy we a year. A school for more Marco school or more Mosiade or more Ayo Marco say, Meme regional chairman, a party, I'm a doma, I'm a regional chairman, I'm a dinner channel, or on the TV show where you good. Abra at the same time, no, now a comedy mebuno. Two boom, I bet you went and I go for the normal for be free, Samba or not the regional chairman. Did you crash your ending?
Oh, how?
I'm telling you, at a day I challenge Samba to come and write myself.
Oh, yeah, current.
All the current regional chairman. Not the region. Sambas. Bantima Samba. On to myself. My man says myself. Myself. Samba to be true. Maybe best I'll go back to the MPP.
What to be true myself?
Samba to be true myself. I'll go back to the MPP.
Oh, into onimni age, onimni mamidi, onimni papadi, onimni
functional illiterate. Na Akufo-Addo open gofo bu omo se ena na esiedu nketieka. Anukre o se nkwasiafo na gitumi. Enti wo mo ntumi ntwa, entumi challenge no based on facts no. Oh yes, okon office abobo. I throw myself me go back to MPP.
Northern region. Chairman what me drop myself abasiako
northeast but northeast about me akromo all me say northeast chairman regional chairman or throw myself I'll go back to the MPP. And this is a party and an intellectual party asem na ye kanwa said yes be egu for the way the regional chairman o me nyamba constituency o
as we in
and you free one when you was also about the Rouses no. Abronye. Susiam pass oba wa wono abronye betua convention.
That would be very difficult.
Abronya, what you can all trust is somewhere walker. Nebusi a penny a will be a quiet, ye did 11 seats among a jow. Casa by heart, sir, at any dear sir, and a party and a quick kabutu, or no kuta 1 seat and then this kuta 11.
Basa
Now there be penny bedroom. So a yakufa do nensem na, the newman or buy and systematically, and a warm one free say, given equal opportunity, they will never occupy any front row, no, a support to the dear to trust and bar party, no, and the intellectual base, no, actually warm. So any more family party.
Posse, I can say, Chairman Samben onim the age onim ni maame junior but sabi you make a cabo matro.
Me so the Makata or throw myself I go back to the MPP.
And somebody just mentioned Chairman Buga.
Mimma where original
Buga. Original.
So original Odra Western North of Sebefim.
Really?
Okay? And Yoma omodia into honom selective functional illiteracy no drona.
Okay, be I want it.
And I won't say a regional executive, see, I am the Baby national executives. And you want on be and it's a buga in your
now, Omar Bugatti me a beat to Marwadi.
Over Bitino, some married and also they were from Kakrabet in terms of the like was Suka Krevi. Also, Marie and Yabreno and Quine. Or Marunum Quires in our way. Oh, one fan saw her. Come on, and the party and like a first bar, only 2 months said a year 1 when you mad dear. Now, no original chairman, I'm on a hair region that they can't even write myself. A bed and I yet will be a Wukosku on non party. So that is it, and they know it. Here, all the upper parliament. Now had the quality of representation from the MPP side and even the NDC side. Almost there's so much mumai. But we will get there one day. One day, make it a topic here.
Yeah, NDC side, fine.
So what you say? And it say I feel your air case and the students and your makona. One is one of the problems because he on debate, Mr. Teofri, JH Mensa. The quality of delivery, not them. I feel your coginal man than a goodie and you ma unnecessary. Now you may decide anymore case and you be an opposition party or parliament. Opposition party, you must be strategic and some in your mind no strike it. Every one man why I was a crammy, what wouldn't a cra, what wouldn't she? But yen a minority leader also say idea. Trivialities minus no major. And it is how Koya a school for them pay some more. You must take the first blame. Then the second blame goes to the way a man one more official could to me, a chinchim go fonsa, normally functional illiteracy, a leading party, no, now my party, no, and then one more to me and stranger 2 or 3 statements together and a leading party. Now I be over. And to almost bar here, Jacob Chebelamte, my problem with him, one of my problems with him was that also Jacob go school. After class 5, I'll go school you.
That's what I heard.
And I go for the Kahuno Mugu party. May now be a campaign manager for Vicky Bright. Vicky Bright, no, deputy chief of staff and Nakufo. One of the topmost lawyers I know.
Mikaino.
Yes, because Kofo could poach in free Yuki. No, yeah, you with Tony Blair and Obey Kruma. Oba, Satam glad the name man and in your politics. And also person contest can't quiz out. Maybe I'm a constituency. One day Amedata and their contest. Amedata on also the certificate beyond a brabo. And no forgery GIG for course be sending the certificate. And a party now setting up committee if you mom say I didn't fake into based on that yen disqualify Amedata. A koto Jake Sata Jake and a national chairman. As I on one go school and it's not on it, you're going to go school the last Saturday. As you go, yeah, but me, I got to go for anymore. So, that day I was there, me, Vicky, and Anna Kufadu. Now, walk catching mammy say, and the party for one and you're no one ever gone. And I'm saying, hey, now you may a president crown house also all 4 bonisry. And did that day, your free meeting, I said, be a no baby, be a friend, say, Papa, be a president. Kajuku, you. No wonder say sign your money a day a basso. So they know it a systematic idea of one I negu. Na sad no and yes is over fix you. enye easy because mama tax omo fee say and omo send for time mo de tumi asho mo nsa no. Now how do you go and displace them? And the bibi any adane macho wo de omo ye bibi a nipa do na ekoro aye omo macho yeah. But macho enya accounting say ye buba ba na say account ba nya how huge your sizes and the better figure obenya because abro ni e di no paper so what do you matter about be jino ye throw you ma wa say the cross and the grow wunim. And that is how we have become. But enye idea of Magana for you here because very soon your political party ni bakwamna. It is MPP go a emane nyamo ya. There will be another party.
Obi send me a message say intellectuals ni nyina ko afrafranto.
Dodo na we ho. Say ye wo dia direct power party no ho. Other boys intellectuals ni nyawe ho. Because you see, obi no obu no office okuta brain power. Kwabena ono be gina toto blow. Adwene no se kasa. Ye ba radio so a see entu blow. O kan wasema I must have superior argument to convince the masses. Now o kan Richard Aheba, who is the communication director of MBBC here? Richard Aheba.
Yeah,
a whole communication director me ne ko tena TV so. Ala me ka se MPP afi omo flag bearership no omo tua 4.6 million. O do nya me se beboa. What do we agire to no only last 2 weeks as I say
Richard
Aheba message communication director. So what are you talking about? What onim and then you no go. So I brand you free and this by MPP o carry Awa Mohammed. One also the major prime.
What's he gonna
create? Me ignorant. Like you see, these are the characters you have in the party. They wake up and go and communicate anything by heart. They only need information. There are some parties who are true, who year research, post selection, where who idea and ma information here they buy. And then most of you obi and kabeka so you penny or party. Ono kasa what is okaje so reporting. So just because they are afraid. Say and go for kwenya ayini they will begin to question some of them. And nya sa so me for the omba ka say munye ne say dia omde ombeko. But to be no intellectual, what the document man already embeso betia say busa ho question. Now they are not ready for that. It's answer omwan kasa na edi enimu no. They don't have such capacity to respond to issues. Tianye yemfa yemane nye bugafo ya. Enti be bia dure de kwabra gise nyame bem. But enya wanwa omuni CPP na hyase enya de amu no be wie pepepe sa. Isa na be ye. NPP ni CPP.
Maybe I'll come back. Sasa Kwabena says, do you think a party that has Abronya as a regional chairman of Bron who attracts students from Sunyani Polytechnic, Catholic University, and UNEL Sunyani campus? Never. Talking about the Metro Men, as a perform organized work with the stars, the Blue Army represented with their T-shirts. Dinah Baka is here. All right. So Francis say, Adam Ford lecture be UDS. Now or your patron for MPP. Say waba NDC. Would Jesus comparing Abronya to Kojo Nyameche Mafo is like comparing goat meat to rat meat. Babia. Dinah says real talk. Frank Agbadami. Page is okay. Thank you, Frank. Emmanuel Bini also is here. Francis Ellenham says all tactics politics. But now it's about data, facts, checks, and figures. So only be I forget it. Okay, so Abdul Mustafa says, Barcelona never disappoint with your woman. Sani Kosa says, wound to me, so come on, yes. And he mentioned wound to me. But one issue, young Kotie, a year penny bako embra. Dr. Richard Amwakuba, Dr. Richard Amwakuba. Na anyway, before that, no, mame enye sa adiwe quick one. Anyway, hey, I say move. Didn't I say? Major. I say move. Well, my emra back, but Obi Rezi Asimbi was say we should do a head count between NDC and MPP from national executives to regional and in parliament, and you can identify the quality and the chaff.
Yeah, but I mean, no, and said Uncle is about Bakudi and your crowd. Bakudi MPP and your crowd.
Team.
And you see, regional, you can't say a regional executive, and Yasam Kitwao.
Nanka Banasna.
Abanasna. She said, won't to me, all but first time, one will be Tino. Kwamprempe.
Yeah, lawyer Kwamprempe.
Deputy Attorney General.
Yeah. Hey.
Anna Kufuor Koshe won't to HBT, you.
Hey. What's what can say more?
Just here. The second time, one will be Tino. So quality na ne woman nyina no ne amana ba be show oba oni policy bia wansa o year and also be gina radio so no akotu charo kota kata say o kan ji wishu so ka di wonti ase as a regional chairman party ni si na so no oni plan bia
and now oba national chairman
cha ayefo because the same code no album ne nye almost give we enti say omo de ba omi abasa ka say ken for ni say Omenya 15%, but Omia be winning emphatically because the point is that Ombe Wim. And also that you could come to
yeah.
To move you more. Also on it, Baumia a campaign.
Yeah.
And the one I bet you have a contest, Abra, Baumia winning. I don't know because of your campaign say wound to me. Regional chairman only neutral. To also have a winning national chairman. Now, national chairman, one ni part of the say the baby wound to me. Or no, you're born to do say what say yes, I say. You're born to do say what a exam guarantee sika won yan go try ye ka se e mebulu kra na wo party ni mu a na ni adwuma ya yakoto cars nkete se ka mo fanye uber na waje akoshe the office ono be kiaba be convince the office ono be kiaba be convince ni pan
even maslock
and na me kai cars nkete tete du frupe eti eno no enconvince obi eti ka ono no ne constituency a say wo mo aye grassroots form for na say obi wa onko school da kwa disappoint omo e die no betumi aka dia convince obi a wo so say bi wa ko school a obusa no question wo nya no yi papa bia emfiri no enti a major challenge.
Paul shall say, Bobie, even at a Futu constituency, the chairman of MPP, old mean Trony Dean. His name is Kofi Kwayera. And so, yeah, the pension in some more. On one do you pharmacy? Kwabena
mama regional for so much drink from Modina constituency there. Region in any port that I don't drink from myself. Now, constituency where do you try on one? I bred us at the end. We are where see start the MPP. From the 90s coming on, obi a polling station executive crown won't be crown or a people's teacher. Now your selflessness and your own to me church a friend say party ninsemu using the constitution, using the party's programs and policies.
And they are even now saying, say, Abronya, the next Yuku boss.
Say, can you make your mother next 50 years or more? Obey to me because I have. And I read physical for the time or appointed will be an obonza way. Yes, Teresa Addison. Revi.
Teresa
Addison, no, a staffer. Or in the Juma, no, the anti money trying to say, ye banas a bane ko bonsa way. Yes, yeah. Or a Kumas woman.
Young or a girl, Teresa Sakola.
Yeah, all the bonsa.
No appointment.
Appointment, staffer. Presidential staffer. Presidential
Teresa.
Teresa, and I'm not saying we're going to go as appointment. Opposition boy or bonza. To me, the staffer.
Oh, meaning Teresa, because I'm Hello FM, not Benantin.
Yes, lawyer staffer or bonza, Mekufado.
Or the presidential staffer.
Yes. Oh. Yes, or bonza.
Your mama,
what you okay? Kabana, we can be another year. We come when you Ghana, be a what 2 committee or regular correspondence. Your bonsa, or what check a year. The so in your corner, the Maria was a family. Sika, and you man would hear no stuff.
Young girl, I
do all that. I am
meaning way back.
Yeah, where's Staffa? No, or jacket you from mine. So, bonza. So, I brought your catch us. That's your person you could bossa. I know one because you train you'll be on a bonza. And ye, I brought your own vanity. Well, no, idea me. The two of the matters are called a party.
Mammy Cobra.
Era, me pacho brana me sha dia wo bag.
Bra, aden, and then subiem.
Hey, time heba me sha ya me ka se yi ba kun. Ani wo yi me ensen.
Bra, sanya time heba me sha esia chimi ni me fie fo enya dia ba ko ebesen.
We dia wudi se ofa ni nyina.
Time heba me sha me ka se me di wa dance ya heaven and then be kwa akopie. Enti se malaria we draw ne time heba me sha.
Enye enu nku dia nanum ato a wontimi ani die no. Time heba me sha duro no ena ye ma wo. Oba a wa fa afuro dia wo ma akwada no fo. Any akwada woni fie dumienu entimi no aduro yi bi se obeto aduro yi bi anoma hwe se wakọ hospital anase lab am ye hu se wo atridie malaria yi bi ansa se upetam heba misha enu dudu atu a fo ani kire KNG Herbal Center ewo Emrom Abidjan House ana ba ko so wo atonsu mo na ko junction
eno echi obenya bi atowo over the counter medicine sellers any herbal shop do na emu.
Fre 0244 417669.
Kayo, set time no TIME. Time herbal mixture. Afi malaria fever bi adani ziba ewo mu no betu akọ.
FDA agi ejwadie nkratu yi atum.
Several districts of our country.
Ma, Musaka on your manana.
Anio, Fiona ride another buy, sending a momo.
Yo, security services enough
smartphone I will use for Momo app with Tiane.
I didn't app.
Hey, and you will also a millennium or a millennium.
With regards to
Momo app,
excavators, we're enforcing the law that you must get the permits before the excavator is put on a ship. That is what the law has been, but it was not followed. And so they let the excavator land before they come and ask the Ministry of Transport for a permit. And so we've informed all the dealers that you cannot load an excavator onto a ship until you have gotten a permit. In the meantime, a lot of excavators have arrived at the port. And recently, somebody said they were being released at midnight to their owners and things. That's not true. What happens was there were so many that they had occupied a huge area of the port and congested the port. And so we found the land near Shai Hills, near the military installation. And the Field Engineers Regiment and others have been given charge to move the excavators from the port to that area so that they can free up space in the port. And they do that in the night because of traffic in the daytime. So in the night, they have the payloaders moving the excavators out of the port to the designated areas where they are supposed to be held. And before any of those excavators is released, they must be tracked, they must have a tracker on them, they must be registered by the owner of the excavator. And we must know the purpose for which the excavator has been imported. Because the construction industry also imports excavators. And so you cannot put a blanket ban on importation of excavators just because you think that every excavator is going to go into the illegal mining industry. Even the big mining companies that have licenses import excavators. And so we want to know who is importing the excavators, who it is going to. We want to be able to put a tracker on it and be able to trace that excavator wherever it is in the country. I never expected, or I never deluded myself that the fight against illegal gold mining or galamsey was going to be an event. I mean, definitely, there's no magic wand. The decay has eaten so much over the last 8 years that it's going to take a lot of work to be able to overcome it. And I didn't expect that in 18 months we would declare victory in the fight. As the livelihoods of about 4 million Ghanaians is on small-scale mining. And so it's going to be a process. It's not going to be an event. But we will not give up. We have a determination to get on top of it. The Gold Board was introduced as part of reforms. And if the Gold Board was not introduced, I mean, those who were taking the profits from the small-scale mining sector were the foreign traders who were taking that money away. In 6 months, we have exported over $6 billion. About $4 billion of that money was going to go into the private or foreign traders. And so the first thing is you shut the stable door so that the horse doesn't escape, which is what we've done. So if it's from illegal sources, it's from legal sources. At least it's our land that is being destroyed. So let us get the benefit of it instead of foreign traders. So that's the first thing. But if you go and read the Gold Board law, it has a requirement for tracking and tracing. And as I speak, the Gold Board is working with an organization to put on a track and trace system. And so they're going to see those who have legitimate license requirements so that they can assist them in responsible mining, so that we can buy that gold off them. Once we do tracking and tracing, it's in our interest, because then we can export under LBMA and we'll get more profit from exporting under LBMA. So the Gold Board is not just about buying gold, it's also about financing responsible small-scale mining. And mind you, small-scale mining is not illegal in this country. It's provided for in our laws. It's just that in many cases, we've not even trained the miners about what responsible mining is. You just see anybody who gets an excavator just goes anywhere and starts digging and washing. But small-scale mining takes place in Australia. It takes place in Canada. And so as I speak, we are organizing a trip for the Small-Scale Miners Association to Australia. Australia has given us an invitation to bring them to come and see how small-scale mining is done without destroying the environment. And so that's something we're going to take an advantage of. And the Gold Board is leading, and the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources are leading that strategy. Today we're seeing a stabilization in the price of goods and services, with inflation dropping significantly from 23.8% in December 2024 to 11.5% in July 2025, the lowest inflation rate recorded since December 2021. But this isn't just about numbers, it's about being felt across markets and homes. The prices of key commodities are falling, and for the first time in years, brands and businesses are actively advertising their price reductions, a sign that recovery is not only real but tangible. Official trade associations have presented data to Parliament that shows that up to 4,500 different items on the market have seen varied price reductions.
Wabatele Accra100 mami.
Today we're seeing a stabilization in the price of goods and services, with inflation dropping significantly from 23.8% in December 2024 to 11.5% in July 2025. The lowest inflation rate recorded.
This BB Niger season 10, no filters,
but
no
this isn't
scripts,
just
no
about numbers,
holding
it's
back,
about
because it's
being
10
felt
times the
across
drama,
markets and
10
homes.
times the rivalry,
The prices
10
of key
times the
commodities are
game.
falling.
Pay your
And for the
subscription
first time in
today
years,
and catch
brands
all
and
the
businesses
drama, fights,
are
and more in
actively
BB
advertising
Niger
their
season
price
10,
reductions.
showing on
A sign that
DSTV channel
recovery is not only real
198
but
and
tangible.
GoTV channel
Official
149.
trade
Watch the
associations have
Sunday
presented
eviction
data to
shows
Parliament
live on
that
Aquaba
shows that up
Magic
to
channel channel 150 on DSTV and channel 102 on GoTV.
Hey, say the Mako who Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic no. Me who credit me. Say enunti no manya award wa. Eya world best. Obia transe Emma Dumpem ya de ka say anase boya de enkan to dem bio.
Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Esa nyarwan te say ne ekuro etu no. Ne enka ewo nanum. Oba na be mo pa wo. Ene enyarwan kaye. Nansi ama me ka say ene spinal cord ho eka ye no. Greenfield adoromenti ene wasa so de gina na so ebiem. Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Our ultramodern laboratory and a diagnostic machine sir. Ehwehwe di pedua ni mu ankasa. Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Our Nungwa Dogon Estate Junction last stop. Frewa 0243 983 906 and 0261 651 898. Greenfield. God is our healer. Greenfield. Your last stop.
Yes, Sasinabo, Yazaba, Afizi, Obiaba Tomato Assassin, and Sasa, nobody the form, unknown Benji Estate and Investment Limited, a Kofaba, was a breakdown of Nara, and Sasa, Langat Sahin for Sembirenu, Atoya, within 2 weeks, Naya Young Pepes, near Zama, Sasa Papa Gugu Baby today, Tropoli, Apo City, Central University near B5 of the Flower Road, Shy Hills, Afienia Tor Estate, and Ambiambia Bebre, in Sunan Kania, are available. Yes, Assassin. Oil litigation free and not secure. At Tonsasina, not 2 weeks. Ya won't crata near Zamo. Aha, Miatova, Mr. Cocoe, Nella Nibanio Dinafle. You can yagade Kamalongo, Langade Nyade Kamalongoa, Kejababana Dota de Benji Estate and Investment Limited. A Fimania and Yibanyo Kata Dume. But Muslim Kanwe, not Josie, not furniture. One main office. Our Tama Community 25, opposite DPS International School Junction, off Aplau Road, Fresh. 0555-229-909 and 0248-780887. Benji Estate and Investment Limited. And Sassi for give us P capsules. A memory. Manum bia ye benmemua. Kani metutu ya na minkuma bua sese die. Betu esa kum menia G. Give us P capsules. Give it to me, baby. Give us core capsules so e. E man meme nyina akoko yade. Sisi yade amamani ayem timotete womono. Yedro no manum bi amama de me ho. Give us core capsules. I give it to you, baby. You give it to me. Oh yeah. Hey. Give us no. Amen ni gia bebusia mu papa. Give us P capsules. Men na wadi ifie dun watwede kronkwan na efa. Give us core capsules. Apemfo abatan wo mo manufo ne nkwada wo ne ifie dum yenu nka ho. E wo drugstore bia motofo nko. Give us Herbal Center, Teshi Mobile, and na Teshi Aduami. Phone numbers 0543-222-470 and 050.
Today we are seeing a stabilization in the price of goods and services, with inflation dropping significantly. We've also laid the groundwork for a digital Ghana through strategic investment in science and technology and innovation through the 1 million focus program. These strides are not isolated. They are part of a clear, deliberate national reset that is restoring hope, creating opportunity, and ushering in an era of shared prosperity for all. Yes, our insistence on doing things the right way may afford those who have rooted this country some temporary relief. But let me be clear, it will not grant them permanent escape. Across multiple fronts, active pursuits and prosecutions are well underway under the Operation Recover or the Loop. Over 200 cases are under active investigation, with about 80 interrogated so far. Several prosecutions have begun, progressing steadily and remaining firmly on course. In the Republic vs. Eduardo, the state has submitted the statement together with all other documents. The trial documents, the first of three prosecution witnesses have been called and have been cross-examined by counsel for the accused person. With the SkyTrain case, for instance, the prosecutors have secured a trial date, as all preliminary matters have been concluded and the trial is set to commence. For the National Service Authority case, due to its expansive nature, charges have been drafted and will be filed as soon as the legal year begins against the following person: the Republic vs. Osei Sibe, the Republic vs. Eric Nyako, the Republic vs. Gifty Owari. Also for the National Cathedral, we are waiting a forensic audit from the Auditor General. Additionally, charges have been drafted and are ready for filing in the case of Republic versus Wuntumi and Akunta Mining. The Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, is finalizing its report with respect to Exim Bank transactions. Dockets are in preparation for the buffer stock case and the drip equipment case. Investigations are ongoing into the African Cup of Nations case, the March Set case, and approximately 20 other cases currently. Let me be clear, every single case of corruption that needs to be investigated is being looked into. And once evidence is found to ground the prosecution, that will happen and happen swiftly. That the goal board...
Haruna Mohammed and so are joining. But a quick one. You got see Napo. You got see Napo. Na me kan sem bi akere mo se what the tete what the tete asem campaign a send this for the boss
listen to the history of Ghana. The only political party that broke down mosques, broke down the number one mosque in Accra is NDC. When they broke down the mosque in Accra, they called it the Rolling Stone. When they broke down the mosque in Kwabena, they used it as a double park. That is NDC for you. NDC, they don't like mosques. They only use posters for vote. Listen, I said what? They only use posters. What was the before Jubilee House for all presidents and President Mills and Mahama came? They said Jubilee House is near Nima, so they won't live there. It's in Nima, Zogo people, right? For 8 years, they never lived in Jubilee House because Jubilee House was near Zogo, and Zogo is Muslim. Meanwhile, they vote highest for NDC. That's why I say, if you are a Muslim and you take your hand and you go and vote, instead of Sabola, which you are and Dr. Mahmoud, you make a mistake and you vote for NDC, and this is haram.
Last night, 1.3 FM.
Nti, say, Oshuti, we, na ye ko campaign, na ko kasem Emma ento. Enkremofu asuma na sabe kremoni akwala no a one ne kasa no ono ye wono 2020 ya o na dwene no ono ba bia na dwene ne da no de obubo mosque de ono de ye emfa ne ho but na MPP on strategy ba ku nie thinking that enkola na jimi omo nim se omo witness in 1979 ni ade no omo about 80% ewuko safo no sata na no mba kumase omo ba asante mampon agona jamase ebe ka kire ye nananom ye nyinyini no ana ase ye ni tikakra no a ye ya na ye no omo ye rofu ewo NDC ho no wo de wo nim ntia Udi uni munti ashe ye omo chima ema ebo omo ahamu ma and I'm say what could do kwasi asem ni abotwe so ma sorry because of no to dey nkobo kafra me refi mo we na mo fa chabe me sram we dey me fa chabe Nesu bay. Well, man can you, Miss Remo? Vivian say, oh, this my. Oh, Viv, my love, Fachabwate. Yay! What were you why not see a boy where you so ma? Maybe me are the better media. But yeah, we so quick one. Patrick Boama on MPP. Patrick Boama on MPP. Yenko quick na. Near the Kofo, I want.
Do you know what he thinks about this?
Kofo is a man of few words.
Come back.
He's not happy. That I know. He will tell you, you guys must do what it takes to bring the party to the level that it deserves. Otherwise, there will be no future for you. That's the advice he'll give you. So every time he's following events in the party, events in the country, he knows everything. He listens, he follows everything. He will discuss everything with you, and he's very sharp. He's worried about the state of the party. That I can tell you for free. I saw him on Friday at late Justice Badigbe's funeral. The first question you ask you, how is the party front? Because it's the party that made him. It's part of him. So he must be worried, Bernard. Let me ask you, do you know the MPP national officers? Apart from Justin Kodua and Stephen Tim, can you mention? But you can mention the.
I think I know the one guy, the organizer, Anabi.
Yes, those are
the ones I know.
Put the NDC executives and our executives, like for like. We need to do more, build capacity, get people who are very grounded. Go and look at our national officers for 98. Do you remember Major Kwashiga, late Kwashiga? What's our national organizer?
Ajeni Boateng.
No, Damboche.
Took over from him.
Yes. Where is Damboche? Why is he not speaking? He's not happy. People are not happy. Why is Kojon Pionim quiet? Why is Kwam Pionim quiet? Where is Isaac Kosei? Where is Osafu Mafo? Isikwe is not too well, but he's fine. And Papa Usu Ankuma, where is he? He could easily become national chairman of our party. Why are they quiet? Haji Alima Mahama. Why wouldn't she become a national officer?
You need people of that caliber, you think?
Wait!
To come and restore the party.
Yes, we are talking about image restoration and winning of public confidence. And you need such people. As you could say, why can't you become
Maybe they've handed over the baton, they are tired.
They can't be tired. You are tired when you have fixed the issue and hand over to a group that you believe will have.
Do you know what he thinks about the state of MPP today?
Yeah, before he's a man of few words. He's not happy. That I know. He will tell you, you guys must do what it takes to bring the
anyway,
to the
I think, sir, yeah, hold on with President Kufuor because it's the same. And our members may more Kufuor and so on. It's okay. All right. So, also, Akwaba.
Ava,
Nyami Adumboko.
I see share. I said, I saw 10 Ghana. Yeah, so Ghana.
Reverend Hunto.
By latest by Wednesday. Nah, or cover 2 no corner
no, but Sunday evening. Monday no about
Madam Fubina. Girl be echo yet, no down for Obala Amano.
Between
Nana or catch again and say, Madam Funo, Cassim Kwabe night. Tell your problem, cry. TV, no, Madam Fee framing. Come on, I'm saying. Yeah, so what I'm going to say, I'm in I'm saying. Won't go catch a Bible and some more cast now, while Bramini cast. Now, I'm Robert's Becumia Yende. Media, well, yeah, men purpose as a boo. Not watching, say, or Pejao, there be. Who can cast nine, no score catching up robbers, no bother so of ye, no more for casting them around, saving me my farm near Kumia. Now, catch us some more cabaco, throw catchero, so the car, me can't night, mempe. Sabe, Ninko baby,
okay.
Ninko baby, no me about 12 so.
Okay.
Miss Row, Minko baby, me way, ya.
So, also, baby idea. Submit your passport.
Now, me passport. Me Obi only me be some me friend.
Say only passport. Submit your Ghana card.
Bring your Ghana card.
Say.
Me Ghana card.
Bring your Ghana card.
Fabra, ni yentro baby a.
But we say we get to be Ghana card etu kwan. Nti pese ye verification.
Me follow Satiro.
By the time we are done with you.
You have no place in Accra100.
We are Boko there. So conversation. Meaning say oh dear. Always you listen to tapes and stuff because of your job. And me and I'm watching them honorable Appenyo marking on the state of MPP. That even students now the party is not attractive to students, and they are struggling to bring people to TESCOM. And he emphatically mentioned that now the NDC thing looks more attractive, more appealing
than TESCOM.
Musa Dankwa, Adeni Mobemu, Captain Smart, Fresi Mu, one lecturer from Legon, Dr. Obedesu Fresi Muchen. So then it gives me that idea that a very huge conversation. Because Omunyasu Kase, we almost say is good, Sagani, being a formidable opposition. And you'll be keeping the government on its toes. And that is why people are worried about the current situation or status of MPP. Pacho.
No, I mean, me Brad Penny, and the production team for now for you now. So, chairman. Oh, him, I'm a scarce, my man, a quaba. So I make out him, I'm a scar. Last year, I'm a say. Ye DT 2 I Juma Mendy, in any Sabapa, and the NDC Bapa to Carbechemi. Fitiasan simple to Utah. Actually, I'm a revising and I'm here in Lesos.
She said the Udian near the
yes, and I'm here in Lesos. She said, oh, my mamma scar, me pacho, me carno, and my. Yet if I'm a car,
remember, open the air 3 times and also 4 times.
Me pay RX 350.
Latest.
2025 model.
Meaning,
no, Nanti, when you test to yes. Reverend Jonathan Ewo Kolebu also Chiamuna Oti also Chiamo. All right, Reverend
Sorry. Of us and a MPP, so I name my member about what they come a good board.
Yeah,
yes. And me jam work okay news in okay. Say and 5 million Ghana cedis no there come 9 mus and 5 brand new pickups at the mawomo. Some of Uncle Yejuma. Na 9 mus for Nasma me catch someone say one with the way President Mahama, the sector minister Honorable Emmanuel Amakufibua, the good board, the Minister of Finance, Omunyina do mo support Buamono. And yes, say because mo ho ofe and I say bi omu kwa na mo ye Ghana for nemu mo adwuma sumbi ana mo de hye mo nsa ti sa ho keka na ba na de support mo no mo so mo fa sa ho keka no make sure say mo be endi galamsey na no na bo okujeta black akasemi say Dr. Omane Boama was going to end galamsey ana blueprinting down or the ekro eya no kre Dr. Omane Boama no bi di nkomo ka say send this year by and fight galamsey by the end of this year, which is December, and Nyama Ebeha NDC. And indeed, now President Mahama media engagement, no questions about you, no, but Ghana Force seems not satisfied with the response a buyer in the fight against galamsey, not because President Mahama was not on top of issues, but because Ghanaians seem say they haven't seen much in the fight against galamsey. Now, my memo Dr. Louisa Hanabisiu and so a mineral fund, development fund. Mami, Eshe Jumasi, or Babesia Timichi excavators, over 20 of them. But my Sapa was Memo Kodri Abuani Chas Makati Abaso. And Mr. Hayane Betrana Kodjoni Chas Makati so good Dr. Louisiana Bisus. I was fighting them. But none of me that Kodjoni Makati Akase, they didn't know.
Okay.
And he was misfired.
Yeah, that's okay.
Or Baba said to me, yes, said Jumano. Wouldn't say one of the communities are Dr. Louisa Anabisu Koi cost of pay Galamsey. That community no. Or much metum Galamsey no ama afraid or dying. Yet me taller than near to Galamsey. Or my year, my Dr. Louisa Anabisu. A free bush and no better na condition mono. Nano, I buy you a 7-year-old girl or quarter pity mo. Ain't he said Dr. Louisa Anabisu etin say or administrator Edema Mineral Development Fund. They call social amenity, they corporate development, equity schools. Na obeko na abofra equity school na mana tenemu na abofra na wa. Na some fast one say. And doc, Metro say resume.
And we are national organizer. Yensrewo, Yenfra
and I is a minister. Nina fan say no munim. And no mahu. But I dear Bakwa Mamena say, Unim say, Dr. Louisa Anabisu Henry AJ position nipa no hoda dano. Your friend Dr. Norris Kweku Hammer. He say, Kwa, or more office, no self no Labonia. He say, Omoko a year rich. Okay. Or more office and our region, a walk Labonian. Office kit to be so called a month. Na omutia $10,000 MPP are buying. I sign rent agreement extra 14 years. I will match 2 years. I got 12 years.
So, interview
yes. Or buy and $10,000. Say they call bribe no. So, or more the man akwaba. I know this kind of come menu kasi you go for your home. Office na say Dr. Rizana biso makwajeno. It is say we any times 3. Out here saying $6,000 a month.
Teachers and Cafon on Comedia was some soon.
Nasada no currency and all 10. Only penny there. Man, so look for
bows and offers.
Ain't he? Yes, or Nambusha was save was a Sevisika, Kessie Ghana. I want to rent it 14 years. 14 years. One rented 14 years. Yet, Yedi. Etimi mo maba so na mo am fight no so mo fight na enim se Galamsey ne de na yankunum de banana nanka ewiase yese esrade fo abo achechede yanko ntobi because me maka say adifo ne asofo a nyankopon afrɛ mo am wotumi am mo hyem kom am ka bam ko bia mfa ne yafuru nto no hyem kom ni make sure say nka by the time be 2028 no na MPP egu I will say a prayer point, prayer topic. The ma obi bia also do Ghana because also do Ghana na pe Ghana here. I didn't think also bompa say political party called MPP. Enye because Ghana ye problem ye one. From Kwame Nkrumah Pennsylvania, Ghana has only one problem, and that problem is called MPP. Yes, so Mudi Nesisa from UGCC to UP to Y community to MPP. Now so. I was see a magana for who the entire MPP guni the entire MPP begu to china say MPP gua no more who the entire MPP egu nana MPP fapem eye enada atro ene chrono the seat lies and a looting MPP loot Ghana na omo edia yeye and MPP will be in opposition for 8 years. MPP will still be controlling the economy. Their financiers will still be having money. Obekanya, Omampeni kufo beye Omampeni. What share state enterprises are making money. And I was starving funds. Deliberately, I don't collapse no. And you say, or said that collapse in wiki no. And no more to the private individuals. Private individuals from the moment no MPP financiers. Omampeni kufo by na STC ye adwuma. Ogu no STC gu ye no a ne hu VIP ye hu we ene hu ni nyina sa bus owners ni nyina ye MPP financiers. Enti sika nanka STC state owned be making now those money go through MPP financiers, so NDC will be in power but MPP will be managing the transport sector, making money to support them. Ghana Airways was doing fantastically well. Omampeni kufo ba ye oso asisadi ye hu ye ne aton ebesina me no kase Ghana Airways yini. Enti that is what they do. Omo hwe baby a state institutions are making profit anything a Kufuor the buy, no where. Omampeni Kufuor na Oshasiye with Ghana Water Company. And Okofo Ejumako friend Aquavitins. So on be manage for 8 good years. Aquavitins be manage the Ghana Water Company sika. Even expansion kro intima expand. Ye dey think ha enka ha kra na yenya nsuo. E na kofa Kufuor gallon de buy. Capital mpo. Ensuo pipe kra unya bi. E na gallon ye di 2 ni di Kufuor gallon. Professor Mans buy one privatizing Ghana Water Company. Straight to Pong. And no increase the capacity. Emma for the first time in the history of Ghana, man for tia denta. Enya pipe unsu. East le go on for nya pipe unsu. Asaribo nya pipe unsu. Atamas one privatizing no. Mahama inherit dum so. One privatizing ECG. But Mahama fixi dum so Ansah no free power. Ekufuor the buyer also privatizing ECG. I the PDS. The same blueprint. Enti Ghana for na me ani edin enke na ECG no eye Kufuor ni MPP4 na manage na can you imagine say ECG every month we timedigi sika over 10 billion Ghana cedis as revenue. Na say MPP to opposition na ono no cash cow ECG every month almost 10 billion obede power. So MPP ne fapem baako eye loot they feed on Ghana. They also be atro. And now that is MPP. Now adi MPP realize and say social media do be catch us am boa Ghana na say obia political party bu we ase wa benefit power social media ye NDC. You don't need to use social media to even campaign for NDC. Would the final chain? The social media alone are preventing MPP from excessive lies because they would try social media no expose you. You don't even need NDC communicator to expose, but a man for no ankasa share before 2000 election. Sabrina social media ni ho Ghana for ni nim dia koso. MPP for timitrasia deceit, create artificial insecurity. O Ghana ye din. Omano Rollins o kum Crawford ye say obi di Dr. Ebekri. Say sa na efre no. Because I dey social media betimi dia hu. E na omu use the then traditional media kakra no. E so Dr. Ebekri on na ye nyankama de man Rollins into okum Crawford. In order to make Ghana form believe the MPP kanintino. MPP 2000 before 2000 election and Akufo omutimi ko Togo ekwose dead bodies from mock na omudi egu haze ambulance mu anajo no omudi apeti Accra anopa no omudi omon central for akugina ho san krofo ya eso omawu so a ebesi ne yenya Ghana ni bia oka say na busuani awu ama wo hwehwe asamu ye ko hu ye oh eya busua we de hye anase na busua ni awu am ye de na kwa kwahye mo tire so ko ni di sha be tie no a okoi na body ni no ebesi na ye hu. That's Kufuor and MPP. They created it and make it look real for ordinary Ghanaian to believe say Rollins ni NDC for na kumuma omo I don't body buy ni na so ye ma yenso nim se Ghana de will be bia utachi oba sensitive gender wo no saka enti emamum ne target ye said the man go say eh na emamu ne ekumwe already no man can to Ghana for team say Kwame Nkrumah ekwoje bosum ye say friend kanka nyame na sa kanka nyame no ode apemfo moja e na ye nyankamade just to incite women against Kwame Nkrumah and the same thing NMPP ye and the Rollins create and Ghana for believed it that to aba edema MPP obae be mesi up se bibia no de koye Ekufuor 2016 went back to the same blueprint Detroit media me ba second Mahama so the year 4 years you see 200 secondary school maybe 2 years maybe the 1.5 years ABC 350 Messi district hospital be district be any hospital be Messi region be any hospital be Messi kanina enfa na fi the Chelsea market yes market created another artificial insecurity she market I feel credit neighbors as a national security for credit by one omoye
how rough
obeda weekend na ejada market we mo omo shia yenya to abama MPP winning 2016 election market and she bio se market shia any adwadifo no omo market wo no mo se be electrical fault ana obi jana trigger na hye no metimi hu but under NDC ana eja hye no eja ni nyina na hye na dwa homache from 2 a.m. obi ada na eja na tum ebe ko na asejirebe ni nyina ye MPP's creation. Then to maintain themselves on us, to retain themselves on us, 2020, what did they do? Sabre NDC is in opposition. And 20 mean kodi bone and fanche NDC. Yet MPP finding ways to create artificial insecurity so that they will suppress votarians, another NDC stronghold. Yet here I say, a police for car was Ogakope. Western Togoland for kwaje car no aje a police for official car aje omo weapons a block highway no see maka bi not somebody free kitty wow the next day the soldier for car ma a police for car ma ye do ma petit voter region nyina enye enough Akufo do MPP make sure say STC no a Kufo begu no a Mahama be revive ye no STC bus makmako 5 AC bus terminal ewo hu omukotwa aja tumohye no ni nyina to create artificial insecurity and the soldier for kogu ho and the intention was to suppress votes because a soldier for no they were intimidating them crofo and to be pie kra no osro na no aya ena host na doye the former MPP member ono aya no tan no kada no masem. This is what MPP do to wrestle political power from their political opponent, not to do anything good, but to come and rob. Now, Oman the drama. Have you asked yourself, say, how many pro-NDC radio station or media? And now from 2000, embassy 2020, Etimia survive a Ashanti region. So what could be a radio station or Kumasi? Oh dear, no. Would the radio station can occur? Would the expose MPP? How many radio stations? Prior to 2016, almost say radio station B. No, so frequency near 100.1, something like that.
Oh,
Kumasi. 2016, Branham Kumasi kwa yejuman. Almost radio station B sir.
Oh my FM
sir. Station no.
Oh my FM.
Me say they were not able to equal show say ahani office work. And to where I had the behuyen.
Right, Zuriana.
And yes, Zuria, the so
Zuria say
station episodes of my craft election, and says Alcoy. O mine in such a way say, O my hypnotize or mooncroft for mu base a yet Ashantis. Base pano. And Yama woman mechanic crack. And it's a presenter. Nasa Uba, Nabaya, your life is in danger. 2016 Moko Ashanti region. How was your security? 2016 mo concern paka our Ashanti region. Now mo security the same. That is what they are keeping and crofono. But na nyanko panda roman social media ne baye no. Afedie we are traditional media. Men try on kasa wo ka wasem e fa na o. And now we are traditional media na wo ka wasem na odi tra. Social media obi ebe review wasem a wo ka ye no. E trobe wo bi obi ni na de pi amobi ho. And nekra say na ni biaba fedie obia kan kro Ashanti region no and no kwa a pro NDC MPP stations na and some objective presenters and show hosts as fedie we need to reason afedie was say pre ade edeba MPP edeba Ashanti region Ashanti man senye Ashanti man MPP amomani magu ase to the extent say now I was say otumfo take kokoso wono no kwa sresika e mo de akwa renovate hospital ya abandia ene Kumasi Krufefe Garden City ene wonam Kumasi baby a potholes amamu se kro na nimu gu ase a en Central for wa Ashanti ready they were not even ready to even expose MPP say yeto abama mo nanso mompe enti ade a enfavor MPP ne eyetro na se de ka na se wo de opa ko na ekoto amna na kantangum na kata so na brefie obeba na bedu ene nyankopon ada ma social media e de no kraba me AUCC I want na new school me train November me koye graduation before I be kono somewhere I think 2020 SRC elections uko AUCC about 70-80% student no NDC inclined.
I see. Right now.
I'm telling you, the MPP and say in power SRC elections omo dia soldier for national security ekutra AUCC hono intimidating for reggae election. Omo wie no na school ni say dey call electronic voting. Tiempa ballot box but one no be we are electronic voting. Nipa or contesting a year 2021 now of free NDC a year a team Ernest he won huge margin 2022 and he appointed me as electoral commissioner vendor no mo kofa no man be organize election no electronically the same vendor Ansah no another a candidate or no representing your union also a NDC Tescon prosper also winning with huge margin 2023 yes I reappointed me as electoral commissioner the same vendor transparent you cannot rig nipa obey ni ye no also from NDC 10 ana pa also winning ye Mechanics will say, send who organize any SRC election. It will AUCC. Na say electronic. I will be anti kofa ballot boxer. There's no way MPP can win. And sign of schools I would do no sa pepe penalty. NDC no. And not any attractive. NDC nay attractive. But just that sometimes some people cannot be objective to do away with their tribal sentiment and their political tribal reasoning into politics. Opa here. I say one and can say we are no the recruitment of a recruit you to at buy. You to be or doing NDC no joining genuinely. Somebody like Sami Jamfi. So we a Ghana ni. Now so your objective open okre. Oh, you need the obedience on okre now pa. There's no way you fall for NPP instead of NDC. Sami Jamfi akaniba. Oh, ni awo na teteno a free bono a Kumasi no ti no ku school. Or trade the entire amount no no ko jom NDC a. He realized say what in the story pair. He realized say there were lies. And some can no okre no na dey tikra na dem di tro sa. Pa, not falling for NDC. And look at the young men, Broja Jamfi, Erika J, Nuridimo, and Asafo Jemo, Omunina, Open Omwa. You see, genuinely, they joined the NDC. But and then Yanko Pandaroma, Ghanaians have begun to realize, first, an open political tradition in Ghana that gives opportunity to the youth to lead a MPP, a NDC, and no political party again. Okwa MPP moi. Akufo-Addo appointee for Mabulunbra Nyankan Rodo. Nemfanko NDC mu. Professor Mess was the first to give a Mabulu to say Onabu Okujota Blakwa Felix, Dr. Edomanebo Mamo deputy ministerial appointment. Kona kofa mampeni kufo ebe o mampeni. Enkwa krafo nkwa kuma na tobedo. Ya osafu mafo. Hakman o uso adimai. Mention their names. Enkwa krafo nkwa. Professor Mills bae. Professor Mills appointees of Fawomo. Emabunu kwa. They thought say NDC na omu joki. And now kofa President Mahama Mamuya. Emabunu kwa na ebu omei. Because omu adi efe. Adi efe. Why na mpesa obeye kwa na ode ne ka papa faso. Why na mpesa obeye djuma pa na wanya yiye no so timi ahwe no na busia. Enti MPP die. Ma obi entu omfo. Omonko ne sa etro no omonko so ani. Ba omi agina platforms no kana asem now faster ki ba omi a ba 90% lies. Na podcast now faster kia lies. MPP communicators cast now faster kia lies. John Dramani Mahama. For 8 years in opposition, there was no statement Mahama made. Fast take I bet you said the Mahama can a throw. And the MPP, that is their nature. They will continue to lie, they continue to deceive, and when they get opportunity, they won't use the opportunity to do anything, they use the opportunity to loot. Na Ghana for baby who and the social media na ba. Na no Ashanti region they see Ashanti regional minister. Wasesa dom se communal labor anoma kosiwa hospital akufu ade so akọ commission hospital a yesie ensimwie ye ala te kra yan twenko ye install bibia ho akufu ade so commission eho afu ama na no ye o makwa akodo eyi ho no menti se wote asante mam na so pe ade akokotoko se de ka se de opera ade akwa asante kotoko enye na bro na pere ade akwa. Would you choose MPP over NDC? Reality check. And a day ban. But I'm going to say, said the Kufara Kayentobia. Yarakosa, sir.
All right, my ma'am, 2 and through Go TV, Simin Country, Ghana, for you say the only answer of bed dialer, *759#. Now, you know, the baby will to me a tier or subscription. What we are, was say, one day European leagues, and a year movies a whole dwa. One casamosha and man who make up papa. And it's a wood team away. Now say Bia say we go TV no we cried here time now so me there or say dial a *759#. When I walk chrono a dem amount with them you pull bills microcredit. Ghana phone can who say Obi a so be adwuma. E bia o sika asem nye. Obi also a odiriga kakra. Nelso eba form was it bra normal so wasne you hear your Ghana card bills microcredit do here your Ghana card and ya fe na kofa e deposit bibra na collateral akagina mu na fine kosia was it from I was 05969208333 Harun so baby MPP ginani according to Afenyo marking.
Oda mamentia omichia onto ni etiefu asam corona dadana from majority maintenance over my dead body yeni majority yenye minority ta sisi ya ka unattractive to the party. Na Afenyo Markins eka omo a MPP
ni marking and markings
ni nyina the same
anyway
the pronunciations
yeah okay.
Afenyo Markins eka omo a omo ma MPP unattractive to Ghanaians, not only
why so let's say that and you're also saying same
the posture na Afenyo Markins edidi majority leader no and now odida majority leader seat no. Is it the same thing abra or say Mensa? Is it the same thing?
But Afenyo Markins is better than Osechi Mensa.
Meka Afenyo Markins obia by posture braggarts by posture.
That one is true.
Obia onimchen Ghana ni bia. We're not talking about Obia or corrupt. We're talking about Obia ontimi leader da. But because Akufo Addo suban boninti odi Afenyo Markins pami Osechi Mensa the same way Akufo Addo Epame Afoku Sami Krab Kwabena Japan mu the same attitudes Afenyo Markins audit parliament. Afenyo Markins ne mnyanku MP much experience than Afenyo Markins. Utie ni kasa or see the center cannot hold in parliament.
That's Patrick Boama.
So there is that need for sober reflection. Afenyo Markins, the word sober no, and the arrogance posture, that posture now Afenyo Markins exhibit during veterans no, enu kura mamu no, edi no hu ya papa.
Youth no.
The youth no, edi Afenyo Markins hu ya papa. Now utie amanfo omo follow the veteran no. Ubia kase na afen na ada na Afenyo Markins opa kire se onim chen ubia na. They no kire. What is this? I mean, interjections ni nia kaka hunu nyina no. Afenyo Markins, no wonder. The Nana Akufo-Addo na titi no. I'm not surprised. Na the omuma MPP eko opposition. Ghana ni biya ni omuma MPP ko opposition. Ghana ni biya enim. 1 Akufo-Addo. Number 1. 2 Boka hon Gabi Ochirdaku. 3 Keroforiata. 4 Bomti. 5 Afenyo Markins. 6 Miami offer. What do you say? Let's map. I'm talking about more influential, and you have even executives of the party.
Yeah.
Let's have about executives of the party.
Yeah.
Uba executives no so. Number 1 is Samuel Oku. Those days. Samuel Oku is number 1 Oma MPP eco opposition, but nobody knows because you're smart. To say Paposhito. Janija. Some your friends saying Nanabi, so that ye didn't na be so Nanabi. Ufri Nanabi, Ufri Samuel Kwa, who call Nanabi so. Nani na no, ubisa wa. Nienti ana boni ben no mudi ya. Ubibeka che say didija. Greed. Nama NDS MPP ko opposition. Greed. Ni nyina no. Na commander yeti hoyi. Sika se na obetimedi. Eduani se na obetimedi. Ebre a obrema NDC. Say yedi omai Ghana nyina swe wa obetimi. Unko obetimi.
No way.
Wantimi. Na unko na bre ma MPP NDC.
Obi su ye bi.
Nti je efata atano, efata kwami. What do you say? Na mu edi party no to say efie dwane a enua ema mu fie nkoa say mu nkodidi mu mi kura mu fa bi hihia mu nya komedi mo na mu sabedi mu nkoa na nyame boy e we ase ana mu nkoa na muto aba MPP che obi a. So you need that sober reflection. That is what Patrick Boama is talking about. That's impunitive nature of Nana Akufo-Addo edibu Ghana mine enu pe taking more than 80%. Losing, making NPP to lose.
But to lose is one thing, and to become unattractive is another thing.
No. Before you get to the lose, the party because before NSSC party no Lucy Domo, the party lost popularity way back in 2020. Way back in 2020.
Before 2020.
What do I say? Because the nature of the impunity now and the num coin, a lorry coin, a school coin, a jody for ni omwana ye pa Nana Akufo-Addo chow say COVID wo mumma yen ko lie say ye beto aba mumma yen ko lie say ye renew register or see to hell with you Upo ye be new register umpo ye be new register woko wo nyame na frɛ enye me Nana Akufo-Addo na wa force obia you have subjected Ghanaians into this, making you the king, not even the president, the king, because what you say was final. Yenti obia, that arrogant posture, that posture na Akufo-Addo edubu maino, enu bia na as for your markings, as majority, as majority to minority, micro minority, and even so, no, he is trying to wash off his hands as if say, "Oh no, one did Bonibia."
So I don't never find as majority leader.
That's it.
And I don't call minority, and I do micro minority.
Good.
Still, PK friend or Sahini.
So we share marking posture. Dear, no political activist would want to associate himself or herself to. Commander, the policies of NPP at the time, from 2020 up to 2024, the policies now are implemented here. Where they say, now the Ghanaian really wanted such policies to drive them to the promised land, and now it was just being imposed. Another thing. Emma NPP co-opposition, Emma NDC Lucy Edom, Emma NDC, Emma MPP lost a lot of seats, leading to an attractive post symbol now for MPP. One. Your friend saying E-Levy. Number one, E-Levy. E-Levy make MPP unpopular. E-Levy. Make NDC MPP unpopular to the extent say, Ubo MPP D ewo market, ewo lorry station, ewo him for biya. Unche yi ebebo.
Reaction
nye utna trotro reactions utna taxi no reactions utna uko job bia ununam no wo MPPD yebebo simply because of E-Levy. Yam passing. The king of our time say yam po be pass ampanya pass ye. What is the results? The results is 1.7 billion difference. That's the results. Abra na passy this particular bill no. Avenue markings no wahi. Only the majority leader. And that's hypocrisy. No wahi. Today you are talking about unattractive of your party. I shall say for him. Then I want him say MPP ne unattractive. Then those days are you passes our bill no way. Why no pushes our bills no? And what was he thinking? Abraham no lobby say my passing no. Say what was he thinking? Yam friend to try. Yambra COVID levy. COVID. Abra we are seeing na COVID attack. It was only Ghana. You see, you bet ya COVID levy. Abra ye ni COVID biu. Commander, see idea obi ani biu. Everybody in IT.
That's right.
Everybody know what is happening. Oh my Ghana. Unti me sisi me ma me biu mu. Because obi ma oti Accra FM. Obi mu oti Accra FM. Nia honto be kabiano, nia haruna be kabiano, nia commander be kabiano. Eko mosu. Live and color. Ye frokwa commander. You see, emission tax, emission levy. Why not proposing emission levy? Why not lobby for emission levy to be passed? And you're offering your markings as majority leader.
Yeah.
Dear Ansah, I don't understand. What has changed? The posture of Samuel Oku is the same posture Papa Esha because he's going to apportion blames on Omoana Omo power, Omo Abemo, because Yebeka said Onu de no ye MP as majority leader no ni, but Okahu Onu no ma ye pass e-levy, COVID levy, emission taxes ni na any day betting tax. Why am I no mutual taxes no? Catch betting tax. Why am I no muti? Menu, why ko betti da? Enya mamuno. Enya students no. Ah, move here e check on half hour school. So why be bet? Why be what the tax at so? Abra wu ye hwi, but wuji two. Afi we see if care is not taken. When the youth loses trust and confidence in the politician, he must be checked. He must be arrested because it's an inciting comment.
Yeah.
When the youth loses confidence and trust, they can take actions or they can take. Well, who are you warning? Now we are where? After your mind, where? I'll bet my bear. Ever two Ghanaians for Abra na. You catch yourself, we are majority, we are minority, we see the we are minority. To hell! Young Tina to Fiaco. Sisi, I quasi say, or even one now. Look at this hypocrisy. I think imagines should let the sleeping dog lie. He should not.
No, but now they need to do everything to protect their micro minority, their party. But party legal. That is the reality.
The party has become a pressure group. It's not a political party anymore. By its actions and inactions, a pressure group. It's on paper say MPP a political party, but by its actions, Afenyo Martins is leading a pressure group. Yachi Ukrofo and say, hey, Gana demonstrate. Say a pressure group. Afenyo Martins' leadership has turned MPP parliament into a pressure group. It's high time they redesigned and restructure so that Afenyo Martins would go back seats and let the Nyansafuo lead the MPP. Say, if only we want a strong oppositioner, Afenyo Martins should not be leading them. I'm telling you. Because Afenyo is a hypocrite, big time hypocrite. And I'm giving a hint to NDC4. Say, this is somebody who, in his own backyard, and I'm giving you, I don't want to say it, Minimpa say Afenyo Martins is under dealing with NDC4. I know.
Yeah.
NDC4 should be very careful. Today, how do we become leaders of a political party? We take inspirations from what? Today's leadership. Afenyo Martins can never be a case study at all in our world politics. At all. He's a criminal, in quote. I don't want to say he's becoming a but his actions portrays him. Let's find a way to diagnose the people we give power to. We share ND's MPP and NDC. The only difference between these two political parties is Baku Esronyame, Baku Sronyame. NDC Sronyame, but MPP, the leadership of MPP, a lot of them, to do now Sronyame. And thank God, and until now, I'm fighting Baumia say no. I'm telling you. Because we share near Ekosu. And the people who are vying to become the leaders of NDC, the MPP, no. Your friend saying, Papa, Canada, Japan, bar record. Papa now person onto Ghana for Japan ni nyina. Brian Champon. Another Bobu. Ba umiansu wo Google ne din a ntronko a. Sisi ano, why na be lady. NPP is confronted with two challenges. Two devils. So they have to look for the lesser devil so that they can get a formidable team. Afenyo Markins should leave parliament or the leadership position so that people are who would fear God and lead us to somehow as a check on this current government. And yes, Afenyo Markins MPP for Omui, Afenyo Markins is duly under deals with NDC, which is very bad as a leader. And now can me say memfa about near Sabija Fikoye.
Yeah, you want to man me not more to straight. Okay. All right. So Yenia Minka, who is the spokesperson for Good Board Airline so Aja Akwaba.
Bobie.
Aja.
Na bibia boko de.
Radiadum na we.
Nyame na daruma.
Ami and yes Good Board mo to anamon ba ko efa galamse ya nyina ye ni abrin ho. Na lawyer Sami Jemfia Odano CEO the eniema kakra akoche on does here you say Naimus. Okay, so na me pacho Naimus no nifu you know they say
a National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat and on the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources.
Ora Abua.
Honorable Emmanuel
Kofi Bua. Okay.
That's the NHN.
So breaking it down, my idea informal decision. There by near man amode and the impact in fighting the galamsey.
Okay, so very simple. On the about Good Board, you say we need mana. And get back where here the BSC Coco on free. And that's why BSC Coco you too free back. Now, I don't know you as some agency and penny for a tenant say, or brana need to see brano, a cozy bra, Good Board, and you might yashati a bedroom and swear one being I say the best shall operationalize it. Now, we will become a family, a bit share, but they are the a check cross a year, the basse, the best chance here to an amon, a bebwama or my gun and doom and swat. So Good Board pursue tracing you, the years are off on you 2 free by ya, the bit with the answer as your book. I can say, you can cock all it to rock on password. It and net Good Board at the cigar 5 million Ghana cities and I face to Toyota Highlight. Toyota fight at the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat here. The current one name of C. Now donation ceremony no possible. Ya share Casio and a former Bank of Ghana dining. Now a hope and a chief executive officer Emma Ghana Gold Board Ura Samigan P and the tools that say donation ya ye we kwanya ye fast one down the deep and the chairman saying say ye the yahoden kai ye ashe yahodu omodu omwati wo so mbekwatia ma boni so aye fast to ye from agudie afei so e boama Gold Board mid in the 9 esi from ye e basika kokko kura ye gina so e dinka because also LBMA standards now a year Jesus will be a said that you know near Omujina Mano and no near Bayano. I dear back we are very keen on a traceability, another sustainable mining and a gold mined under sustainable manner. A idea we are very keen on. Now many of Bobie and Mammy Churchill say LBMA standards no Okama Mahudwa. Omuni omonshi shene so a e baby no so music akoko no e bedu dwaman so a e be ya de so a into my Ghana and now say young pete ye bedu some pension ah you think a hokwa and what's ye do with there was for today eba maye eba ya this way and nothing I be here say ye bedu to sound among way ya ye be treat pia to krubia and after 20 and that wa a map ma obi tu from a good year e wo kwa bone so etinya name of Sunkwana ye be ma be support wo mo so be kan His Excellency John Dramani Mahama nanu ya no o ebra na ye pa ye task force mo entubano wo share se ehun abehia se yen so ye betu anamona ye kwaya hodua ye nam gold ye nam sika kokko kwa monitor etu aya fe no yen so ye betu bi ahodi etu anamoni aboa na ye se siesie na aba ne tenabere dadem and nanu work in PQ hotel the boss Kasawura Samigan Kasa lawyer or Kasano. But Dinedy said some 1,000 hectares of a year forest reserve. They are saying no. Board when you hear him, you baby to an amount na ya bois near to my sense. Yes, I must have quite an anchor what we are proud and they did gallantry as they no. Yes, I shamanaba the trap bread that day. It's a year, sir. Tikaya ye de ma keke but the normal would wo pi wo wa ye de toto akwema beboa ama okun na ye kun tia ganante no etimesipi ade ba kwa eno so be ma tie kwa adwan ba so ye that traceability afem ya ye gen ye be employ technology and after be fa be for kwan so through some initiatives they implemented in the coming months, you know. No, be idea you be so. I'm here to me baby or you did piano a free back. But even under the current situation, you know, with the way you structure acquire your fast with the gold wood or my Ghana data a fat or gun win no away and them. Baby or mokoto or musika coco on so away and them. It is a year traceability. Responsible mining, responsible sourcing of gold, idea here to say you're making then it is obvious that with that data, you bet not really down when who the BSC will be a day in free back. But that technology now make one of them. Yet the become one, and the bab the shelter and a montowe mono, a mukina. Amasa, a year, the Kakoko is in Kwabena one, and Mamma Frappa Penim. And my kunya di boni e wo dwama so and my sika kokko no and be ya deswa away so because gold board buta any say ye sika kokko a ye didi dwa wo Ghana any near ye de kwa amano through export no e wo say emfasodie kase e free wo ba e ma Ghana fo nyina
me gidi se owura amaboa omo edemoniema ne be ya adwuma pa na eso abamfa so minim say we no timelines bia na ho
we no timelines bia now but I mean we did it out of again say senior nenia bre at the minister no nenia bre na official so ya hodo o mania bre so bedi galante hu twuma no ye de sa emwa we emwa se de be ya obukombe hari omo
okay ya da se bebre se oni akasa enanwumre
me so be da se pi ni akwanya no onto me chia
yo onto ajo so live on Accra 100.5 citizen show yeah come on for say up to date estate and construction omo jino mo na so pa afibia afiwe no mu di omo anniversary yearly anniversary na the woman say ama woman say a omo ton
you own this room as president for example
yeah
you own this room but say ekura wo dem ha wo we landlord no ekura no wontimi hu no da but we landlord
yeah
that's how Galansame activities are say they know the loopholes but who think crime we say we be kwa akosi Galansame wonnim hwi. But what you need to do is stakeholder engagement. The Galansame, the person who is under the pit, he is part of the stakeholder. Don't go and call the chief. I'm going for a chief, say I wouldn't better answer. That chief not the obey. Some no see chief and yen fun casa and the Juma. Masa, the president will never succeed. And that is one thing I like about the responsive mining. The responsive mining will bring every. So we go school, one go school, we brana for wajwimbra. How to tackle it, and this is what this government has started to do. And I think, say, Kwabena, say ye more mumrea a dia ebeboa. Now so no, share how we can. It's not about livelihood empowerment program.
Yeah.
Among for omuko efom, among for no mududo. Cocoa ni rubber plantations ni ekeka hono nyina no. We have lost over 5 million acres as a result of galamsey. So what I will say is say the Samijemfini lands natural minister should come up to see say how they can bring these stakeholders together. Not only these 5 million and 5 pickups, but also to bring them on board and then give them that skill training so that they can do responsible mining.
All right. Thank you, Honorable Haruna Mohammed. Marcot Surgicals say Upe prime area ewo Kumasi. Ya obeto asase efria eye Marcot Surgicals. Omu Kumasi atasimanso. On say hono ena bogafo no wo. Omu 100 by 100 meters, 200 by 200 meters, 200 by 100 meters. Nina benya bi ne bono e from. Also ye dwadini businessman, businesswoman. Na ope eye shop office BB eye around Kwame Nkrumah circle. Ehwa me pacho from 0244 314310 me boso 0244 314310 o from wa omono bekasa mansoa heba clinic semen kancho se yare bi edidu mu bia no menwane menko ba bia foni eche new fadama Bombay washing bay new fadama odrua ye freba bi Bombay washing bay na chiwa na omwo mansoa heba clinic from 027 201 9917 me boss 027 201 9917 kabare akwaba memia you say you man doso and the me nim se ofa MPP dia no se ofa
MPP over odi omachia afebezo ne da so tie class 1 mama mo ambaso oduma so amudi mama chia me peni for me no mo chia na me chia atifo a oni ahwefo ono agibrani adaje tie anwumre I think say komo a yesi de ne nam ho apaso no ono na edi no komo and then something significant towards the fight against illegal mining by the Ghana Gold Board or Eurasa Medium Fidano and on air some Cassia Dapaso linking our ministry. You better Eurasa Medium Fee and then a pamphlet in the Juma Fun in our say indeed. Yes, say Sabu young cotton do one and Jesse and cotton by be a free quambone so. Omba Buama Etimia said a bear. Sika kono de ebeto sika ko ndi betu de mo me betu no kwampaso a ebenya free kwampaso a e de kodwama so asembia ni ozere na menua panini minka echeche mu no embre bi ya abeso wiase afana nyina wade bi ade kodwama so so otimi kire ba bi efri se free kwampaso na se free kwampaso e kro no de ana anya kro no de kwan ya ofa so di nyae no etoto nipa bi abrabo ase ana etoto nipa bi abrabo ase mofra na odi omkoye adwumade no nyae child labor all those things are come to play when we are talking about traceability ni ade mre bi na yekoku ene yakakakra na ade ache so amana be wi sika kokko ni efoma gudi etuo eno nti say good board ba on board na wabeboa yin na womu a eka omonko na omodo fudi penti putting all of us in danger ne kakra omenyanti ye nyina ye say da bi eno de mambosem eno de nyaadwene pa eno de emmo oman eno nti ye tu omo so sa na oman tin so kokko nkyere omo no na ko no so akoye te say ye kwachi bodamfo ba agofo nkyere no eno nti ehun be hia say all agencies and all other government institutions there will be that coordination and it's a good board though asset the pace not just say ne kwan so no say ombe boa na yetimi atu ade de bia me ba me ka kire o say Abra President Kufuor the MPP Kofa Kotobe Kumba LI 2462 by even forest guards, security guards are not more to but they redo them. And most of them are no more permanent structures in the forest reserves that or mere permanent stay or they are the end. And they represent true Naimusuno. You establish permanent structures at all endemic districts in this country. Of it comes at a cost. Because at every district, at least, there's only a pickup or more prison. And the last time we checked, we are talking about not less than 96 districts in this country. Now, we'll be having a pickup back or cry. Say, who here say we need to mobilize more revenue towards the fight against illegal mining. Said the beya, I didn't yanko brabre and inco chuchaso mananzamba for fenway. The mummy be twice who now yafan to my perfra. When you're penny Harun raised a very important point. Kai, you know, offer him for no more. Just a few months ago, near Wabrewening cry. Subri Kwabri to the Vivinia book, Kuratun, the Abrewening cry. Nipam Pimu Dunia, Udu at Echo was headquarters.
Yes,
all these 10,000 and over people have flee. Ever no moko. Just another 3 days, you call Kwabri to be a bay and Cobra. About 300 structures. You're sitting in a Nipa displacing more than 3,000. So if you're not careful, if you're not careful, you end up solving one problem but creating more than two. And until the minister nearby said they introduce the responsible cooperative mining because Nipa be our brabum. They are that moment where you can turn your adversities into advantage. And everywhere no me pa, but send your best sankre and any bit mama na yishira the amount. And yes, mining sector hono ebe create sustainable job amamrante. But this time, you fran on toma, you fan jina pen papa. Na ye manu se chi ba so nko a, ye be bo ma ye no kwampa so through technical training and all of that. Into responsible cooperative mining so idea and I'm going to offer enya group be bosumi ni de offer say enya dia madam me the national coordinator any penifo hwe na no na yakwa koduru honorable Clement Park fumbisi aye ko klubi from Kadima and also Blue Star North aye honorable Agaga honum now these are some of the untold stories of Anyama you go through just to save the Ghanaian people no kremu na at least winning this battle in our lifetime no and also but you know the better thing to people feel say nothing has been done or very little has been done I don't see you best share Ghana for you say yes many man penny adwene many urama kofibu ayadwene say this is not a sprint but a marathon say be dua edin fia dua na ya chia of a would mean father kroba continent. The decay has festered for long.
No, I didn't feel like two. I didn't say no.
That's right. That's right.
I didn't say.
That's right.
You know what I want to ask you?
Because me bizarre. Every before Mokasa say and I know ya na Afao Hill, Subri, Tano Nibri, official tablet, Jimra extension. Na galam say for Jaboswa. Ghana cannot enter. Today, all those forests has been repossessed. And then one for while we are Rastos na the sister station so said the presence of blue water amongst Ukraine shall say that these are untold stories thought that crowd your own kokwabre to muda the own concern who down or can I
but you know so the okay say your untold stories are wrong because you know, your taxes. Your taxes na mode ye.
That's right.
Sabe mo amokwa ba mu no bia no okofa na sika free fee se me de kwa akobuma. So those things timemufo no eye de because they care. Say me tua tax am person me hu say me tax no.
Empirically.
That's
right. That's right.
So
me know you be offer. I'm saying
untold stories no munja na muntold ye.
When I say untold story, I mean to say sometimes you don't put camera when you're at war. You allow the results to show.
But you see,
Bianca, your reclamation. Not that create the moko. Oh, I had it. Not this was the before. This is the after. But so I qua giddy only galazna with the camera.
There's a momko and your one a moko. I say a Juma moya no mama or mouthful
of fire bear the Sabbath pepe. I think even with the government platform, the government accountability series, and also a big platform at the ministry level, so yes, we have institute an agency-based accountability series. Every now and then, it's a minerals commissioner, I know about the boundaries commissioner, the forestry commissioner. Then you know that transparency in serving the people of Ghana. No, I found to my pavra. And you know, state of emergency is not an end in itself. State of emergency should be seen as a last resort, and we should bear in mind that Ansah enam. Many can say out of 16 regions in this country, 12 of them are mining regions. It's also a declared state of emergency in mining regions. There means state of emergency in 12 regions. Now I can't. It means bringing almost life to a standstill in 12 regions of this country. Look at the economic impact. And yes, it must sound nice in the ears, but like the president said, until say, prove say, oh, we have much to believe, say, and Ghana for entirety. This is an 8 months old government. Megidi said the abo waka no pe bi aya na osuro senso. Eye ne omuhu no fie wotwe mu na toda na ehu bi abom. But they should be rest assured. Say adwuma no ye de ahya wo mu a omunim densa. Adwuma no ye de ahya wo mu a omu akoma pansa. Adwuma no hye wo mu a omu adwempa for minus. Nti Ghana for that one that we are not saying say blindly support us where there is a need to criticize. Yes, they will trust Anokra or say when you say when there is a need to constructively criticize, do so. Not see Adakra Yeniya Day but blind criticisms to tarnish image, to win political capital. I know they are more. Say now no union be cover camera. I don't know say excavator be cover bintino. Mahama make excavator over that without speaking to any official at the ministry. It's where we say no amount of disclaimer message can erase that animguasia or the abano. And the minister Jini Mani in an answer bako contract what say or best yes. Central for a who be here some boy a chia or momoyechi. And who be here as a will be secretary because in a mumbisa. Name mum your best say more platform, no. My platform is not just for criticisms, it's also for education purposes. You know, engagement idea. Maybe call Blue Sanoff now. We zo ti Accra100 obi ti 100 FM obi ti 100 FM no mu nyina ye bi boa. I'm say o man be fan to my boyfriend ye be din kodo ofa. E da se bebre nya misra. That's it. That's it. That's it.
All right, so that's it. The luckiest. Dwumadie bi a chese we are lucky what would the answer. I was say the Jumedi had abba, but the point is you just don't need to feel it. Also Oshebi. So luckiest season 3 is here. Join it and wow. Coalition of aggrieved customers of Men's Gold Ghana. I almost say changes in the leadership of coalition of aggrieved customers of Men's Gold Ghana. To ma change your leadership na kakra no omo ebo Ghana for amane. Na yanka omanfo say MTN omugusua adwumapa bundle for woshembi MTN adwumapa. Na wodu woshemu a eboa ema also utimi enya sebe akasanoma oni omanfo edibedin kitawan o say dial 506 hash and grab your adwumapa bundle. Now wakonim imbus heba mixture semen kancho say omode ye post near drunaba ya ebo omanfo mpom den page omanfo busu omo pa immune system nti also okwa na do akwa shembi. All right, so that's it live on Accra100.5. Make our man for said the next stop. If I'm there for you, I'm trying okay, so yeah, I got it here. Send me to me the agro. We are yourself. Okay, so the next stop now, time herbal, and with time herbal, which means you are safe, which means you are good. Yes, Time Herbal is here. Akwaba.
Yeah.
Boko de.
Adum mpacho na so.
Nyame adum boko. Time Herbal for Monse.
Enye izo, chese weda no aye live but then ye wo ho idie na chese ahopumuden ko. Awaba abonten tontom no so aba but Time Herbal Miss Chenti. Bibia ekoso kama.
No, but so tell me, awaba den ya and now na Time Herbal bem. Wow.
Oh, say weda no mu ye nwuna emani pedua no eye basa enti no asa wo ho twetwon awode wani su kiri mu emtontoma kekawa ma wo hu de adena kwakọ na ase malaria bani pedua no mu dia na ye dru ba ko pay Time Herbal mixture.
I see.
Eno na etu ase Bobie. Legend no numbi me ma obi.
Legend.
Oh, you are a legend na me bisa se me ma o Time Herbal ni bi.
No man.
Oh, facha me paita how.
What time? It's answer me watching inti.
No cre na wo ye fese ni inti. Enti na party yes ano. Enti eno na etu ati dia say.
So ni 6 packs ya na me so one pack in and come change ya. Pacho for you to say.
Me dance papa ye ma ya tiefo nyina akwaba emfa. Time Herbal